Oh, man, that's terrible.
Just
Oh,
get that image in your head, Tony, for the start.
oh, hey, what is going on? This is Nerdbauchery, and we are live again. Welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons with Dwarven Forge Terrain, the Doom of Daggerdale. This is a second edition adventure that we actually converted over to fifth edition rules. Want to thank a few people and places before we start. Obviously, want to thank our supporters, our subscribers, our Patreon supporters, as well as all the people who watch us. Everything you do is appreciated. Even if you can't subscribe, just coming here and watching us really helps, and your support is very much appreciated. Also, we've started doing virtual private games. If you're interested in hiring us to actually do a virtual game like this with this type of quality, hopefully with not as many camera issues because it's private, you can go ahead and do that. Just check us out, make contact with us, or put something in the chat to the moderator, and they will go ahead and do that. Also, want to thank Wargaming Recon for promoting us as well. Appreciate if he's in here. Don't know if he got here yet, but thank you. Want to go ahead and talk about Monkey Paw Clothing. We actually have the owner of Monkey Paw, Mace, is in here today. We got her shirt that you saw me wearing a few episodes back. That is cool. Make sure you go out, check them out, get yourself, an original shirt. So when you go out, everybody's gonna ask, where'd you get your shirt? Also, want to thank want to thank NCR Sounds and Music. We use a lot of their stuff, so because we can't afford to pay for music, so we use a lot of the free stuff. Also, want to talk about Stat Trackers. That's another person. That owner is actually in the other group. He's in the good group. That's James Keeler, Alistair Bramblebeard. And Stat Trackers is great. Even their box is beautiful. What we use this for is if you're a DM, you understand how frustrating it could be constantly having to put in little tabs of paper into your monster's manual to be ready just to flip real quick, for a reference or whatever. With the Stat Trackers, you can actually have it right there in hand and not have to look all the stuff up. You just break out the cards and it's right there. I use them pretty much every game. Want to go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves. We'll start with Raven.
Hi, my name's Raven, and my character is Jimmy, and I'm a rogue from the Underdark, and I'm up here for my own reasons, but I've been wearing this leather armor that has a hide component, and anyone who's kind of familiar with goblins will see it as kind of of goblin make, for whatever that's worth. And that's me.
All right, let's go ahead and hear from Eric.
Hey, I'm Eric. I'm playing Cutter. He's the Wood Elf Barbarian. He is the last of the Blood Tree clan, and he has wandered into this town in adventure and mostly looks for an excuse for violence, but he does have some deeper background that may be revealed over time. He also likes to choke people.
Yeah, he definitely likes to choke people. If you've watched our previous episodes, you can actually binge all of them on YouTube right now at our YouTube station and catch up with all the stuff for the good and the evil team. And I think the first episode, Cutter walked into town and he tried to strangle the very first person they met to death, which really set up the template for how the evil team was going to play. Let's go ahead and hear from Winged.
Hi, I'm Josh, and also known as Winged Horizon, and I play Lucius Baravan, a high elf lore master wizard who is really trying to just seek fame and glory through alchemy and wizardry. So he would like to be the best that there ever was, and he's going to do so however he can by joining the Red Wizards or joining some kind of faction that will get him into those high ranks.
All right. Let's hear from Young. Young?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Hello, my name is Young. My character's name is Yuri, and she's a paladin. She's very shiny, but she's very much a quiet, likes to kind of watch the chaos in the background. Her true intentions will come to light very soon, but she likes to kind of watch what's going on around her, and she's very much enjoying the adventure so far.
All right. Let's hear from Mace.
Hi, I'm playing Hatchet tonight. Hatchet is a tabaxi rogue, and she is an outdoor tabaxi rogue, which means sometimes she's part of the adventure, sometimes she's off doing other things like catching mice or coughing up hairballs. But tonight I'm back. Happy to be back also.
All right, let's hear from Rich.
Hey everybody, I'm Rich. I'm playing Selenar. They are a wood elf grave cleric, and recently they have become a philanthropist. They're a healer for hire. The party doesn't seem to be very fond of that, but we'll see how it plays out when they're on death's door and they're desperate to get a little bit of healing done. They also
Oh.
seem to be one of the most level-headed members, with Yori being the next of this group.
And so full of themselves.
Already the smack talk begins. Just to let y'all know, this whole map and everything you see up here is all built from Dwarven Forge. You should go ahead and support them. They actually just had their Kickstarter, the Wildlands, put out some really cool terrain stuff. I was most excited about was probably the swamp stuff, to add on to my forest stuff, giving a whole table worth of stuff. And we will be having a game next week. Hopefully it might change the day. So far, I believe the tentative time might be this coming Friday, which will be the 20th instead of the 21st, but that could change. I'll go ahead and, of course, put a tweet out about that and information on our website and Facebook everywhere. So as long as you follow us on social media, you'll be kept aware of when the next game is going to go ahead and be played, and you can go ahead and watch us. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. When they last played, they had just arrived back in town. They had beat back a bear and found the dead cows. They had found the goblins and found what they did. And then they also encountered some night dwarves and actually killed one of them. And now they've arrived. They kill everything, as you can see. They've arrived back in town, and they're at the Red Rock Tavern. And they actually now have seen their Tabaxi rogue, apparently, that wasn't around because she was out, exploring. Looks like she's laying on the table, kind of apparently really, really drunk on the table in the inn. And we're just going to start it from there.
Isn't that Mace over there?
Let's
Seems to be.
I believe so. There she went.
Boy.
Do
Oh, boy.
It seems several of us have.
Do you think she needs a beer?
Hey guys, how you doing? Oh my god, I know these guys. Hey, next round's on me, guys. Let's do another one.
It seems Cutter is not the only one with a relationship with alcohol.
Is it?
My kind of feline.
Another round?
Might as well.
Indeed.
All right, another round.
Yeah.
On the table.
Kessler hears you say another round. Another round? Coming. And she comes and quickly brings over a plate full of, a bunch of ales.
I'm gonna grab the wench or whatever and be like, this lady knows what's up. She's got it. She does the best. Yeah.
I'm allergic to cats. And you might have, please, you have to excuse me. She quickly.
That's too much energy. You're gonna have to calm down.
I'm sniffing this mead like it's an alien substance.
I'm gonna start drinking mine immediately.
I'll slam it as well.
All right.
Lucius is going to.
How many have we had at this point, Tony?
What'd you say?
How many drinks have we had at this point?
Well, you just got into the tavern. Yeah. You've seen her up there, so this is like your first one. You're just getting into it. I imagine it's going to go further from this point.
Let me know when I'm drunkish.
All right.
Immediate rage.
It's your rage. You're gonna rage.
I must
rage drink
people in order to maintain my rage.
If someone is immediately raging.
No, I'm going to push the beer away from me and lean over to Kessler and ask, I wonder if I could get just some mushroom stew in one of these mugs.
Hold, let me go see if I have something in the back. Mushrooms have been short supply at this time of year, but let me go check. And you see she kind of like lifts up her apron a little bit so her feet don't get caught in the dress that she's wearing, and she kind of like scurries back to the kitchen.
The ale that was pushed aside, I will quickly grab it. I'll pour half of it in my cup, half of it into the tabaxi's cup, and then I say, here's to head starts.
Here's to heads and starts and me.
And the adventure continues.
Kessler now comes back out. She's like, here's your hot mushroom soup. Here you are. Here. Will there be anything else?
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, that's it. That's good. That's very good. Thank you.
Your friend's cups look empty. Should I have them filled? Another pour, perhaps? Another pour?
Yeah.
Ask them. I don't care.
All right, so
keep them coming. Keep them coming.
So she has her, her pitcher. She starts pouring, filling up all the cups that are empty. Pleased to be of service. Pleased to be of service. Anything else? Any food to go with your drink?
I say, by the way, what did you want something? Want something to do with this? And I open up the bag that has all the scalps of the goblins. I say, it's for you.
Oh my God! She runs down the stairs because you see the stairs that are in the corner of that room right there. No, I want nothing to do with that. Nothing. And she's,
It was just proof. And I look at the rest of the group like I'm surprised. I thought she might want proof.
Yeah, what's wrong with her?
Well, it's definitely not the best way to get your alcohol, though. Seems like we'll have to be serving ourselves now.
We might have lost our waitress.
No. So where you guys been? Where are we going? What's going on?
Adventure.
We killed a bear. We slew some goblins. And I guess we'll be talking to the mayor soon.
Mayor?
Some quest. I'm sure there's money at the end of it. Money means more alcohol.
Money means more alcohol. That's what I was going to say. You read my mind?
Kessler pops her head back up. Did you put the goblin scalp away? Is it gone?
Yes.
The smell was rancid. I apologize for my skittishness. But is there anything else I can do for you? Do you need anything else?
A little bit of food and a lot more wine.
All right. So that's... Oh, well, you've been drinking quite a lot. I know you could have as much as you want for free, but perhaps it'd be good if you took it easy.
As much as we want for free, that was the deal, yeah. She kind of like looks down.
Oh, fine.
We took care of the goblins, didn't we? We could always.
She just takes 2 pitchers. But in here, then you'll be here all night, I assume. It just puts 2 pitchers on the table, and then a huge plate of chicken, and steaks and all sorts of beef. There's some corn on there. Just this hero's feast for y'all. Oh God, you're going to eat me out of my house and home.
Hey, when I hear bottomless meowses, I'm gonna drink bottomless meowses, and you cannot stop me.
I actually don't know what
and
she's
we'll
saying.
Have more corn too.
I heard the more corn.
Meow meowses like mimosas.
More corn.
Yeah.
More corn.
Thank you.
Here. And here's the butter for the corn. I know you want that too. Anything else?
Start purring.
You guys eat.
Please
birds?
tell me you don't have fleas.
No, she's not the one you have to worry about. And Selenar points at Cutter. That's the one you'd worry about for fleas.
Oh, the dirty one.
Yuri nods
Say-
her head in agreement, agreeing with Selenar because
I resemble that remark, and I start laughing.
The dirty drunk. So she kind of like starts putting her hand on her head. I'm going to go. Please, I hope you don't need anything else. That should take you a while to finish all this. And you
Just
see her;
two
she's just
pitches,
rubbing her temples. You could tell with stress as she's going downstairs. Walking down to see if there's anything
Yeah,
going on.
she's got like that anime stress mark on her face.
Oh yeah.
All right, Cutter. We should talk about Uncle Jesse, shouldn't we?
I look around. There's just our group, right?
Yeah, it's just y'all up there.
Okay.
At this table, I assume there's more people.
Oh yeah, you could say. I mean, if you're not within earshot, no one's gonna hear you. Let's put it like that. As long as you're not like yelling to the world.
I say, yes, that mouthy little turd. Yes, what about him?
I know you were pretty angry about that guy.
Oh, I'm angry just about everybody, but there's a certain way that we do things in my clan. You see, you're a family. You can ridicule, you can berate. It's all in good fun, like us. But if you're not in the clan, then you have to be willing to deal with the consequences of your words.
Of course,
And this
he's not in our clan.
Uncle Jesse, exactly, in his mouth. Oh, as drunk as I am, I still feel the sting of those words, and that just can't go unpunished.
What do you want to do? What are you talking about?
Oh, I would like to find where he is and kill him, of course.
It's always murder with you.
Sometimes I just hurt people.
Leaning into the group, Selenar will look back and forth from Jimmy to Cutter. Now, I have the location of his home, as I told you. But Cutter, one of the most important things with us doing this is we do it quickly and we do it quietly. We cannot afford to be drawing attention to ourselves. As I have also told you, he is the uncle of the captain of the guard.
Hatchet burps.
I very much agree with you, Selenar, my friend. So where is this Uncle Jesse?
I give him the location.
You know that he's actually right now he's staying at the Testford Inn. The same place that you have your rooms at.
Oh,
Convenient.
Yeah, you're
very
aware.
convenient.
You do know that.
So I am a bit drunk, but when am I not? And if I do get caught, just know that I intend to barter with this mayor. What does he care about this stupid old man anyway if we do this quest, right?
You're not worried that he's the
That being said,
captain of the guard's uncle?
I'm the mayor. The mayor would shut him down. I would think.
I would hope so.
But I don't plan on getting caught.
I don't think anybody ever plans on getting caught, Cutter. Just like
Yeah.
our wizard
Really?
friend here did not plan on getting laid out by some creatures. Or Jimmy here did not plan on getting mauled by a bear.
That was kind of funny, to be honest.
It really
Was that a bear?
Oh,
It was a bear.
Yuri leans in.
It came at me
Yuri
really
leans in
fast.
What does Yuri
Sorry,
do?
what, Yuri?
Yuri leans in quietly to silently agree with the Celadar, but she also says, "We could also use him for something else. Use him for his book. Use him for us or for our own benefits. Because that's not all about killing them, but making an example of them."
Oh my God, Yuri's cold.
Are you talking about putting them on strings and have you heard of the story of Weekend at Bernie's?
I've heard that bard's tale before.
The Bard's Tale. What's Hatchet doing right now? Still drinking?
Yeah, burping and eating corn.
I wonder what a cat burp sounds like.
A lot like a hairball.
All right, so what's oh, go ahead.
I say, Hatchet, Jimmy, I may, unless the window's open, we may need somebody to help me into that room. Just as a heads up, don't go to sleep on me because I may need you tonight.
Okay.
I'm not sleepy.
Firing on all cylinders.
Sure
She
you
might
are.
be rolling with disadvantage for being pissed drunk.
Cutter probably can't recognize this.
She's gonna be like Tally in South Park. You're gonna be like, Hatchet, go open the door. She's like, I got this.
She seems to be squinting at and leaning towards people who are a foot away from her.
I've learned that Hatchet is an uncomfortably close talker.
Yes.
They're gonna.
But I'm not gonna go to sleep, and also, I am 100% on board with this.
What's this guy's name? Jimmy?
Uncle Jesse.
I don't like
My
him.
name is
I don't
Jimmy.
like Jimmy. Jimmy sucks.
You
Me?
wouldn't like him.
Mm.
She's talking about Jesse. She's talking about
Yeah, I
Jesse.
don't like
right?
Uncle Jimmy. I don't like the uncle guy.
Yeah,
He's bad. Bad news.
Eleanor just silently lifts their mug and just sort of hides a smirk behind it. So, Cutter, when do you plan on enacting this genius plan?
Hopefully tonight, if the opportunity arises. I figure the middle of the night. He's an old man. He'll be sleeping. If there's a window open where I won't be caught, I'll go through there. If not, I'll use one of my talented rogue friends here to open the door and let me slip in.
Well,
I check my wrist-based sundial and wonder exactly what time it is, or roughly what time it is.
it is dark.
It's dark. It's about 8 o'clock right now.
Right. If he's an old guy, he's a drunk guy. He might be asleep in an hour or so.
Why don't you just
But-
slip something into his drink?
As the old ones,
Wait, is he here?
no. As the old ones seem to be. I've noticed that they usually stir in the middle of the night to relieve themselves multiple times. Perhaps attacking him in his room is not the wisest course of action. In a dark hallway leading to a lavatory, many different things could happen. Someone could trip, they could fall. There are many ways to take care of an issue like that.
It's a
And if
shitty
they were to
room.
find him murdered in his own bed, that would raise more questions than we need.
As long as we don't have any witnesses, no evidence, I think I can
Well-
do the work I need to do.
Selenar looks at Cutter and just slowly raises an eyebrow. Now, I can't say that something like this would be used on him, but you do know that it is possible to talk to the dead and find out how it is they died. Witnesses and evidence do not need to be circumstantial. They could actually get it directly from the corpse's mouth.
But you need the corpse, don't you?
Often.
Well,
Would
if
you
they're
like me to
willing
put
to
him to
go
sleep?
so much trouble to have some clairvoyance with the dead man that they can't find the body of, then I deserve to be in jail.
I think we just need to make it look as if he meant to kill. He meant for that to happen. This way, even if they actually ask the actual dead body, there's no actual possible way to remember who it was.
What if he doesn't know it's coming and he dies without knowing anything?
That's also a possibility. Lucas, Lionel, you with the cloak.
Is that Lucius?
Selenar says, pointing at Lucius.
What of it? What's wrong with my cloak?
Nothing's wrong with your cloak. Well, I mean, the colors are sort of drab, but
I
You're-
start fixing his cloak.
you're well read and you're fairly well educated, or so you seem to portray. What are your thoughts on this situation?
I think poison's the best way to go about it.
Wait. Lucius. You have that spell that with all the wolves, they went to sleep.
Yes, I can put
You
him
still
to
have
sleep.
that spell? You still have this spell?
I do have this spell. I am well rested. But I also have a perhaps per diem thing. I do have an alchemical kit, and perhaps putting a little bat guano and paralyzing voice box together, it could cause something to happen.
No, you don't understand it. This cannot be some sneaky death. This is not the barbarian way. I just need you to
Yes, I
make
can
sure
put
that
it.
he goes to sleep and he stays asleep.
All right, guys. Here's what
And I
I'm
will
thinking. I've heard your words. I've had a lot of time to ruminate about. And then she picks up like one of the chunks of corn or meat or whatever on the table. She says, "Here's what we got. We take the poison and we put it in here. I do it all the time with pills. It's the only way you can get them down. You put it in here. You put it in his mouth and make it look like he choked or something. You just shove it right down his goblet, and then it looks like he choked in his sleep, and then the poison will double kill, you know?"
Double kill.
Oh,
Multi-kill.
he does.
Kill.
Your slurred speech is very good.
Or you can
Very-
stuff this bat guano into his mouth. That's a shitty way to go.
Oh, no pun intended.
Boo!
A very roguish and ideal murder for someone of your sort. And again, I just need this wizard Lucius to cast this sleep spell, and I will carry him out. I'll take care of him in the woods.
Yes, Cutter, I
Will
could
be
do that for
All
you.
right, see yourself.
Perfect.
I could do that for you, Cutter. It wouldn't be a problem. You'll see nothing.
So
So
I'm
wait.
done for now, Tony. And I can role play as much as you need.
All right. I would just see. So, what is your plan, guys? What do you want to do here? How are you going to approach this?
I'm
Because
going
you
to
know.
put him to sleep, and then Cutter's going to drag him out to the woods and take him out.
All right.
So
Sounds
I'll
good.
break down.
I can stand watch.
All right,
I'll,
well,
I'll
you-
break down some things to you, Tony, to make sure that you know what my intentions are. One is assuming these blankets that the beds come with, I could probably wrap them up in it.
Mhm.
If the door's locked, one of the rogues will open the door. I'll actually immediately the wizard would cast a sleep spell. I would wrap up the body and then We would make sure there's nobody around, and I would either jump out the window if there's nobody there, or I would sneak down the stairs and take them out into the woods. That's
All right.
that's the intention.
Let me move this camera so we can get a view of in or with him sleeping. I don't know how well you can see that.
Yes, guys, the stream still does say good party. We are working on getting that taken care of, but there's currently a technical issue with our illustrious Dungeon Master's camera. So
What?
bear with us for a moment, and it'll be taken care of.
Ah, there shouldn't be an
It
issue.
is just technical issues all the way down.
All right, so Cutter, who's trying to? You're gonna go in. You're going to the inn then, because that's where he's at. You do know
Yes.
that. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'll just have y'all stand here, but we'll RP like you're actually. I don't have to keep getting up. Who's going in the inn with you? Is anybody going in with you?
I'm going to go into the inn, but only in the common area.
So we'll have the common area people act like they're on the balcony.
And I'll have set up a noise in case somebody is coming at a crucial moment. I'll say to wit to woo, as if I had heard of an owl before, but had never actually heard one.
There you go. Okay, so Lucius, are you staying in the tavern, or are you going to the inn with them?
I'm going with them so I can put this bastard to sleep.
All right, so you're gonna be walking in the inn as well. Okay. Hatchet, where are you going?
I'm gonna go to the inn and I'm gonna be leaning against the outdoor wall, like, cause I feel like that's the only place people can really trust me. I'm gonna try to distract the guards as best as I can, but it's
Alright,
more to
I'll
keep myself
actually-
away from the action, I think.
I will put you then right here. We'll have to maybe do a zoom in on her. She's in a different spot now. Let me move this shot. Hatchet. There. All right, and finally, Yuri, where do you want to go?
Yuri will kind of stand watch outside, maybe like a building away, kind of to catch any of the stragglers and any unwanted eyes on the party.
All right, I'll put you kind of near Hatchet. God, I wish y'all were here so you can move your own carriage. It'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Damn,
I assume
COVID.
the camera's still on the tavern, but we're not actually in the tavern, right?
Well, the camera, the first-person battle cam should now be showing you inside the inn.
We're just a little bit behind you, Raven.
Okay.
Do you see? Y'all should be inside the inn now.
It might be frozen.
There's about a minute delay, I think, for us. In some
Oh, there
cases.
better not
A
be no
minute?
minute
No,
delay. I pay for
it
such
it
freaking
shouldn't be a
fast
minute.
internet now. Yeah, it shouldn't be a minute.
It's
I
probably closer to like 10 seconds.
Yeah, because I pay crap load more for internet now to get the fastest upload.
I have that issue with OBS sometimes where like the camera card or whatever will freeze, so it's like you have to deactivate and reactivate the source.
Yeah. May said that when
Here it
she
is.
has this problem with OBS, she says deactivate and reactivate the source, and that
It just
usually
came in.
fixes it.
There it is. With a
Did it?
nice wipe and everything. Cool.
Are y'all seeing it now? Are you inside the
Yep.
inn?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, that's the other side. He has the other view. Do the battle cam view.
Right.
I should have done this before
Sorry,
this.
I thought you were.
While we're doing tech issues, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
All right. Well, okay. I hear you. I
It'll
don't
be
blame you.
very fast.
Let's see. Get first person work.
Yes. Selenar will not be involved in this, so I am actually going to step away for a
That's
quick
not
moment.
the view we need. We need the. Hold on 1 second, stream. We're trying to get you a good view to show the guys inside the inn. I'm gonna stand up and check myself. See what's going on here.
Yeah. Yes. Because it looked like the tavern before, right? It was the tavern before.
It was a tavern before.
Yeah, it was
Now
a tavern
it's a city.
before.
Did you hit the GM cam? Or did you hit the battle cam? Because I was freezing up. Everything was freezing up.
And right now it looks like maybe the front of the inn with a horse-drawn carts.
Yeah, it's showing the front of the inn right now. It's not showing the actual inside the inn itself. So we're trying to.
So wherever I am definitely on the outside of the inn. Just keeping watch in case I see somebody dragging a body across the street or something, and there's someone coming. I just want to be an extra set of eyes.
All right. So you're out there on the street then with them. I thought you were kind of like making that sound, so you're with them as well.
Yeah, I'm making the sound. I would be making the sound if there's somebody
All right.
coming. If there's a problem, if there's a conflict with the general public.
Well, we'll just start RPing from here then. Hello, welcome back to the Tashford. Oh, you me lovelies come back. Well, what can I do for you? You want a room again? You want your room? It's upstairs waiting for you. Me lovelies. Anything else? So nice to see
No.
you once more.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You're going up to your room? You need some washcloths?
No, I'm very clean. Laugh.
Very
I have a question, Tony, which is I see on the map here tons of people outside, so we should go as late as possible. And I want to know how much people will be outside, right? And my hope is there'll be almost nobody. So
Yeah,
if
it's
not,
pretty dark. This, you gotta remember, there's the game, and then there's also the reality of I just set the board up with the people there. So it's basically just y'all out on the street right now. The dog is there, but the dog looks like it's asleep. That dog right behind the tabaxi. But other than that, everybody else is out of the shot. It should just be all in it. There's nobody else around other than you, and of course, the owner of the Teshford Inn.
Perfect. Okay.
Right.
So I think we can beeline for his room as Selenar tells us wherever that was. And I guess, I guess I have Jimmy with me, right?
No, I was going to be outside,
Yeah,
and
Lucy's with you.
keeping an eye on the path you have told me from the inn to the forest.
Great. And so then is the Tabaxi going to be my backup lockpick person?
I was also outside.
You got
I feel
two
like
with you.
somebody was in there with you, but if needed, I can go in as well. I just don't know if you want a drunk cat.
Right.
Maybe
if you're outside, and you can make the tuwit tuwoo sounds, then I can go inside and help with lockpicking or whatever is necessary.
Yeah, Yuri and
Cool.
Hatchet are both outside right now.
Yeah, you have Lucy's
Perfect.
with you.
So I'll just kind of be on the opposite side of the door and just kind of nod my head towards Jimmy, allow him to give it a try. Because if it's open, then I'll walk in. But I'm guessing it's not.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually going to need to open up Roll20.
So how do y'all know what room he's in? I'm kind of curious.
Selenar,
Well, he
I thought
knows he's at
Selenar.
he knows he's at the Teshford. Yes.
Okay. That's
So just,
an
check
important
the rooms
detail.
one by one.
I mean, the only other way to avoid that is to simply say, "We're some friends of the lovely Jessie, and we have come to drop off a package but we were a little late.
Actually,
So all we have to do is just drop this package off to his room. Would you happen to know where
I
that
pulled-
is? Just be super, super polite because you know what? That's the whole point of putting on a face.
I
It's
have
just
a
being
mask, an
polite and
alabaster
showing them
mask.
what they want to see.
Go for it then.
I put my hand up and I go, "What about this?" I pull out this alabaster creepy ass mask, and I say, "If you just wear this, you can always just say your room service, and he won't know your face, even if he's brought back to life."
You go wear the mask around the
Oh.
inn.
Like pretty much like a Myers, a Myers mask, and yeah,
Okay.
I use it to sleep, but you can or to rest, but you can use it for this. For this, it sounds like it'd be some kind of fun. I'm sure you'll
Okay.
give him
I'll
fright.
I'll take a look at it, and I'll put it in my sack for now. But I think we need to do phase one, which is find out where the room was, which I think Yuri wants to give that a shot. Their charisma.
All right,
Okay,
you're gonna give her that the story of needing to deliver a package.
Needing to
Oh, you cut out, Yuri. Hello? Or did I cut out?
No, she cut it.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you
I can
now.
hear you now.
Okay. Basically, the story I'm going for is the fact that we are travelers that are misunderstood. We are the adventurers that are misunderstood in this town. We are simply here to drop off a package from one of the other merchants from that was in town. Jesse forgot about it, and we're just here to drop it off because our job is to make sure his package is delivered. That is all our job is. And you know what? We can't do our job unless we see him.
I got a funny response if you pass, so go ahead and do a deception for me. Tell me what. Let me see. There.
That would be a 21.
Whoa. Well, you definitely. Okay. Well, you pass. Well, I'll tell you, it's quite strange. You say you ain't never been here before, but you must have a twin in this town. Because I know I've seen someone just like you had a room here before. But you say you ain't never been. You're merchants from out of town. I guess I ain't got no choice to believe you. You got a trusting face, so I guess you can go up. He's all the way in the room to the back and the left. He's sleeping now, so I do just drop the package outside the door. That's what I would do.
Not a problem. We'll be right back.
Have a good night now, love. See
Thank
you later,
you.
dearie. Goodbye.
Have a good night.
All right, so she kind of like goes and sits back in like this rocking chair, and she kind of like folds her hands, and old Olivia, she's back asleep, kind of just in her spot. Now, hopefully, we have first-person cam back by now, so you can see yourselves upstairs. Does not look like we do, so I apologize for that. We'll have at the break. We'll reset the stream and hopefully get that back. All right, so you are upstairs. Let me see if I can give you a better view here, because obviously y'all are up here and the old man is right here. We were hoping to have this camera working. Try to deactivate it and reactivate it.
That's what I've been
Moving now. I just saw your hand.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, well, that's good because yeah, y'all are right here.
Oh God.
Here's Lucius.
Yeah, it's on it.
What?
That's it.
Here's
Yo,
Lucius.
Oh, I like this. The blue, it makes it feel like it's nighttime now.
What'd you say, buddy?
The blue makes it look like it's nighttime now. That's nice.
Oh, that's that freaking bug. All right, stream. We're gonna need to take a 5-minute break because we have to fix this bug.
There's a known bug with a blue screen.
That's perfect.
Yeah, you have to. I can tell you how to do it real quick if you want to. JC, go into the properties and just hit the white. Click the white box. It's like at 2000. It took all the white out.
What?
hit the white box.
What?
It took all the white out of the coloring.
That doesn't hit the white box. Does not describe anything.
All right. I'm gonna need to take a break, y'all. 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
I'll grab another drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so I can fix this.
Cool.
Oh man.
While we're waiting, you guys can absolutely join the Discord, join our other social medias. There are plenty of things that you can actually take a look at with us. There you go, right there. We run professional games that you can hire us for. You can reach out to myself, Punstripe Suit. You can reach out to Nerdbauchery in the chat, or any of the other people listed as moderator, except for Nightbot, because Nightbot is a prick. If you're enjoying this stream, make sure you check out the Good Party as well. Keep an eye on the stream schedule. And, my brain is not fully functioning today, so I am not able to do nearly as much promotion as I normally do.
It's okay, Selena.
So, Yuri.
Yuri has stepped away.
Oh. I and Cutter have a bit of a concern that when they found out that he's missing, that she will say how Yuri came in, saying how she was a merchant. She's not. And then he disappeared. So,
Is Cutter aware of that, though?
Yeah, I think he was there.
Was Cutter there when that interaction happened? That's the question.
Also, he knows what was going to happen.
And he knows the plan.
Right? But the main thing is that we asked. It's making me contemplate even eviler things. Put it that way.
So, chat, what do you guys think? How do you think this little heist is going to go?
Well,
Okay, now that was.
I have a feeling it's not going to go as well as we planned.
It never does.
I think Cutter has a very legitimate concern.
So, I like to keep things a bit of a surprise for our audience, but I'll just muse this quietly. Selenar, when this is done, it's probably going to be a really good idea for you to speak to and either bribe or intimidate this woman, because she could definitely be a weak link in the situation. I have a more direct route of taking care of that, but it's not really his speed. He doesn't want to run around killing.
Part of live streaming, this is the adventure of live streaming when you're trying to run 4 cameras simultaneously at once, and inside a garage. It's woohoo, yeah. So, but we've got the cam up now. We've got first person battle cam, so now you have a little bit better of a shot where you can actually see now the inside of the inn itself, where y'all are up there. Now, who else said they were coming in? Okay. All right, so all y'all are in there. The only people that are outside are Yuri and Hatchet. Let me put you back in. Cutter. There you go. Selenar's in there too. All right. So at this point, what do y'all want to do? You're at his door. You can see it in front of you. Let me go through each person. All right, so you gave them a bag of what, like just dirt or something. It just looked like something, but it's actually a bunch of some poo, maybe some poo, bag of poo. Yeah, flaming bag of poo. All right, so you got that's fine. That sounds good. You can go ahead and do that. And put that in the bag so you have your little bag of, it looks like goodies, but it's actually worthless. So, but what do you want to do? Let's start with, we'll go through the names. Cutter, what do you want to do at this point? All right, well... All right, Cutter, you said you were given a stealth. You wanted to go stealth, so give me a stealth roll, please. Well, you got you, Lucius, Selenar are all upstairs next to the door. Okay, staying downstairs? Okay. Is Is Lucius upstairs? How about Lucius? Okay, so he's just chilling. You're upstairs, but you're kind of like away from them. All right, and Selenar, even though you're in the shot, we know you're downstairs. Okay, so both y'all roll stealth. Okay, cut off 13. Oh, and okay, and you rolled a 23. And what about Jimmy Hedricks? Okay, well, everybody feels very stealthy. He's like, I hate you so much, Tony. I hate you so much. And you're in the dark. You're a Durgar. Lonnie, JC, they're only hearing me.
Damn it.
It's so
Tony,
evil.
why don't you give the chat a recap while he fixes
Okay.
that?
Recap real quick. They decided to leave a flaming bag of poop. Not really a flaming bag of poop.
I gave her the voice box from the Mobat.
They took the voice box from the Mobat and they put a little ingredients and like a fake parcel package that they're going to put in front of the door. That's what they've all been RPing here while we haven't had sound working, flip-flopping. So they are up there. And then Jimmy Hedricks rolled a 7 on stealth. Lucius rolled a 23, so he's sitting back, cool as a cucumber with the drink and his little fancy long cigarette, like, I'm the most interesting man in the world, just chilling. And then Cutter, he rolled a 13, so they all feel very stealthy. They're now at the door, and they're trying to decide what they're going to do at this point. And Jimmy Hedricks said he wants to listen at the door. So if he wants to listen, go ahead and give me an investigation roll. Well,
And our sound is back.
Good, sound is back. Cool. All right.
Is that investigation?
That was the update real quick for everybody. That's basically what they did. So yeah, give me an investigation.
I rolled 13 plus 2 is 15.
All right. So You really don't hear anything through the door. Just just the door.
I turn to Cutter and say, he must be a quiet sleeper. I can't hear anything. And then I start jimmying the lock.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand check on that, please.
That is an 8.
Okay. You fail to open the lock as you put your lock picks in there. You start to jimmy it, and it makes a loud click, and you think you got it, but then all of a sudden one of the picks like falls down out of your hand and it clings on the ground. You hear from inside.
Oh my god!
You hear from inside. Hello, anybody there? Hello.
Okay.
I turn to Cutter and say, I think he knows we're here.
You think you
Now
could be?
they're trying to wear that alabaster mask.
I pick up my my lockpick and start sorting out my lock picks and putting them away.
You see,
and back up a little bit.
You see, old man's trying to sleep in here. Can't you just give me a break, a little bit quiet? I swear to God, these young folk ain't never let nobody sleep.
Everybody out of view. I put him to sleep when he opens the door.
And then you see a little shuffling go around, and the light comes from underneath the door, and then all of a sudden, let me do it so you can see it. The
Does
door, you
everything
hear
move
the click, the clicking of the lock of the door, and then all of a sudden the door opens, and Uncle Jesse hey, where's you folks from before? Is you rude folks? What are you doing here?
I cast sleep on behind the door. I think
Alright.
everybody kind of moved away from the door. I'm guessing.
Yeah, we'll let you do that. We'll let you instead of putting your party to sleep. That would be interesting. Unless the chat thinks we should do that. Let's see how cruel the chat is. Let's see if the chat is just as evil.
I
as
have
the
already
party.
backed up behind Cutter.
You
at
notice
least.
look, see Jimmy Hedrick's already ahead of the chat. He's like, no, I've moved. No, I've moved.
And Tony, to be fair, if he's casting it behind the door, it is a 20-foot cube, thus it would
It's
not
okay.
hit the party.
I'm not going to be that much of an a-hole.
Now, if he had said I cast sleep on him, I would have absolutely agreed with you.
I'm just going to do a dice roll. What is the... obviously he goes to sleep because there's no saving throw for sleep in this edition. It's just
28
it's just hit points. Yeah, you've definitely put old Uncle Willie to sleep. Okay, if it's only by hit points, then yeah, that's right. It's, no wisdom saving.
And I say, okay, now you're on your own. I'm going to bed so I can.
So as you as you cast the spell, you see Uncle Willie. Hey, what do you rude folks want? And all of a sudden, Lucius kind of pops up, and you see this silvery mist becomes out of his fingers and wafts all the way through the air towards Uncle Willie. Uncle Willie, it gets in his eyes. He begins to, what's going on? And he kind of just collapses right in the door towards y'all. Right towards Cutter and Jimmy Hedricks. Of course, Jimmy Hedricks had moved, so basically right towards Cutter now.
So he had opened the door?
Yeah, he had opened the door.
Yeah.
Everybody hid behind me so I could put him to sleep.
He also made
Okay.
a quite a bit of noise as he was answering the door.
That's true.
And so Lucius is going to say, okay, you're on your own now. I'm going to rest up a little bit.
Lucius Jets.
Okay.
Make sure you bring back my mask.
I toss him the mask. And I say, won't be needed. And obviously I'll catch him as he falls.
Which one of you was wearing the mask, though?
I'm not gonna wear it.
Okay. So Cutter's like, screw that. I have honor. I let my enemies see my face. I am not an honorless patak.
He says, slaying a sleeping guy.
I would say
Good one.
So I will catch him. I don't want to it longer than we need to from my point of view. So I'll catch him, and as soon as I can, I'm going to wrap him up in his own blanket, and then
Right.
hook him downstairs while the lady's asleep.
All right. All right.
And
So
Lucius is going to pay his tab or whatever. I think he had a drink, and he's going to go back to the inn and rest up to get his spell back.
all right. So Lucius is heading back to the inn. Cutter, you've got him wrapped up in a blanket. Let me go through and see what everybody's doing here. Hold on. Go name by name so y'all don't talk over each other. I know what you're doing, Cutter. Lucius, I know what you're doing. Yuri, what are you gonna do?
You're muted.
Oh, is she muted? You muted, Yuri.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Basically, I'm gonna try to distract the inn owner if she's still awake. I will distract her, try to keep her away from kind of looking at what we're doing.
So-
Kind of keeping the facade that we have finished what we're supposed to do, and we are nothing but misunderstood adventurers, and we are simply here to prove our good name. That is
Alright,
all we're trying to do.
So you're going back in the inn to check with the old lady because you're outside.
Basically.
All right, so you go back in and you notice she's awake. Dear, I just heard a loud bump from upstairs. I wonder if everything's all right up there. Do you think you could go check and see if everyone's okay up there? My old bones hurt when I tried to climb the stairs.
I would have come in as well, and I don't really have anything for this specific scenario, but I'm gonna try and pay the tab right now, right? Like I'm pulling coins out of my purse and saying, all right, well, our party drank a lot. I know you were saying that's. Oh no, that was a different person. Kessler's a different person.
That was Kessler. That was
Kessler.
Kessler.
Yeah. So we're trying to pay our tab and our room. So I'm gonna just pull out some coins. You know, I'm not from around here, so I don't really know what these coins are. But I'm really like focusing down. So hopefully she's like also trying to focus down with me.
All right,
onto
Stream,
these coins.
You can tell the Dugar dwarf is shitting his pants because he can't. He's like, I'm desperately trying to figure out what we can do to get out of this. So he's shitting his pants right now. But I like what you're thinking.
Yeah, but also creating a distraction.
All right. So and Yuri, she asked Yuri to go up and check to see what was going on. Yuri, are you going to go up there and check to see what's going on? Obviously, you know, but. I think Yuri's muted again.
You need to stop muting your mic, I think.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what everyone tells me. I think that they're perfectly fine. We've done this before, so I think they're perfectly fine. I think that you just need to relax.
All right. So
and this one's silver, right? This is I've got like this big silver one and this small silver one, and are they worth the same amount? And I'm just trying to like confuse her a little bit and also talk over any noise that is happening.
What's Hatchet? What are you going to do right now?
My video cut out like 2 minutes ago, so I kind of am lost after the sleep spell and like that pretty much.
Well, you're still outside. You had stayed outside. So you're still kind of just
And
like
nothing's
hanging
happened?
outside.
Okay. I'm just gonna lean against that wall and I'm gonna keep spitting on that dog that's near me because I hate dogs.
It's covered in spit now.
Just
Yeah.
All right. So Salinar, what are you going to do?
Besides, make a mental note of my party's ineptitude when it comes to trying to lie to people.
All right. So we're going to get some rolls going here. First, the story
Tony?
that yes.
So this may or may not apply, so I'll semi-interrupt you. I'm interested in possibly going out the window, so can you tell me if there is an option for that?
There's always an option. You can try it. There's actually a balcony right there. You see, there's
Exactly.
you can see.
Okay.
If you want to try to, which side do you want to drop them off of?
So I'll jump down to If I have to take some damage, that's fine. It would be whatever side, like an alleyway side. Probably it would be wherever there's gonna be the least eyeballs.
All right, so you'll want to push
and-
him through this window over here, okay, or through the balcony.
Yeah, well,
I see.
again, I'm gonna carry him though. I need to have him in my arms in case he wakes up.
Right.
But I do want to whoever's gonna be up with me. I say, tell him that the door was already open and he's not there, because this should cover a lot of problems. So I will suggest that somebody says that he's not there.
All right.
And the door's open.
Oh, you're yelling down to your party. Oh, he's not here.
Right.
All right. So one of y'all does hear Cutter say that, but first let's do, because Yuri walked in, she's telling her story. So let's get the story rolling. Actually, no. Let's do Cutter's thing, because if that fails. All right, first of all, you're trying to carry him, Cutter? This body? Yeah. Okay, without making any noise, right? All right. Give me a strength check, please. You better hope you roll. Good. Don't roll no 2.
Does proficiency help with that or not?
This is just, well, it's not a weapon or anything like that. This is just strength. Can you carry him without dropping him while you're also trying to be super careful to be quiet, like staying on your balls of your feet?
I can burn a rage for 1 round and do advantage, right?
Yes, you could. That's up. Yeah. If
Right.
it's advantage,
I'm
on
going to do
strength
that.
checks.
I love the idea of rage sneaking right now. That's
Rage sneaking. I sneak so good.
I sneak with an angry look on my face. All right, I will roll twice. Here we go. Here's the first roll. Oh, good thing I'm rolling twice. Oh, good thing I rolled twice.
It sure is a good thing you rolled twice. All right, so
Holy crap.
All right, so you kind of like realize that this is going to be a little. This guy's been drinking for a long time, so he's got a pot belly on him. So you realize he might not look that big, but he's going to have some weight to him. So you kind of like, channel your anger. Like, God, I can't believe I got to carry this person all the way through. This is ridiculous. So you kind of get pissed off, and you're able to channel rage, and with that, you pick him up and you're able to throw him over your shoulder just fine without dropping him, and you're able to kind of stay on the balls of your feet still. All right, so since that passed without him dropping him, Yuri, I need you to go ahead, since this old lady, she's about to walk upstairs because you didn't go check. Well, I'll go check himself, dear. Go ahead and give her that deception check.
I basically try to stop her in a very passive aggressive. They're perfectly fine. No worries. I'll go see what's taking them so long.
And Jimmy's over there counting the money.
Fine.
Yeah, and actively trying to engage her in also counting the money.
Look, I've got to go check this cellar.
So there's 2 people trying to draw her attention.
Miss, you've had a long day as it is. You need one of us to go and check on them.
Yes. Could you just make sure I heard him say everything's fine. The gentleman wasn't there, but such loud noises, I don't hear those things often. Could you just put some eyes on it, dearie, so I know there's not some
Absolutely.
kind of thing up there.
I place my hand on her shoulder. Like, in the meantime, it seems that you have a gentleman here who's trying to pay, and he doesn't seem to understand the value of his coin. So this is an opportunity for you to make some extra pocket change.
All right, Rich, give me
I'll
a quick
go check
persuasion.
upstairs.
Give me a quick persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Quick persuasion.
That's something I'm good at.
Oh, lucky you.
+3 I have, so it's not bad. That's 17.
All right. So you passed. Now, so she's interested in going back. Now, let's see how good Jimmy can put up a performance of counting this money. Jimmy, since you are
she turns back to him, I go back upstairs.
You better spin those coins on your hand, because now she's turned back to you. Do a performance check to see how cool you're counting your money act of making it look like you don't know what's going on. You do a performance for me.
The people in my party definitely can see through my performance, because I'm not good at performing. So let's see. That would be a 4. What's wrong with me?
As he pulls the coins out, he just drops them all over the floor.
Yep. So Selenar is able to convince her to turn back around for a moment, and you try to like say, you're like, look, ma'am, I got all these coins, and I don't know what I should do with them, and here, could you? And right as you go to hand it to her, and she puts her hand out like she's kind of almost getting into this, like, all right, if you want to hand me all the coins, and she goes to take the coins, and you accidentally drop them on the floor. He goes, well, since you dropped the coins, maybe I'll just go with this young nice man upstairs to check on what's going up
Jesus
there.
Christ.
But wait,
Okay.
Yuri's got her roll of deception, so let's see. She can keep her downstairs.
Can you help me pick up these coins?
Let's see.
My big clumsy fingers can't.
Come on,
do it.
Yuri, make it happen with a roll here to see if this lady stays downstairs or she goes up and seeing somebody carry a body in a rug. Come on. What's your deception roll? Because you're trying to lie. You're trying to lie, saying, no problem, everything's fine up there. No, nothing's wrong. That was what you were trying to say.
In the way that you're explaining it, you couldn't sound more sus if you tried, Yuri.
Wait, I think she might be muted again.
I think the gods are very happy with me today because I got a natural 20.
Whoa! All right.
Whoa.
So
that's a 23 altogether for my deception.
So Yuri, even though, Jimmy Hedrix is now on the floor, this Dulgar dwarf is on the floor, scraping up the coins as fast as he can, trying to keep her interested, looking at the stairs, praying to God, like, oh God, don't let her go up there. Oh my God. Because, and then let's paint this situation for the audience. We've got the Tabaxi passed out in a spitty area of drunkenness trying to come back from her drunken stupor. You've got Lucius, who's jetted off smartly to the tavern, like, I'm done with all this. All this shit is on y'all now. I'm going home. And he's off getting the tavern. But
Like
inside the inn, though, we've got Selenar trying to convince her to stay downstairs. We've got Jimmy Hedrick trying to convince her. And we've got Yuri, everybody trying to convince this old woman to stay downstairs, Olavia, the owner of the Teshford Arms Inn. And Cutter has successfully passed his check to be able to carry this body without dropping it again. But now she's just in danger. I mean, this is insane. All right, so you passed that. She's like, well, all right, dearie. I was going to go with Selenar, but your voice is so soothing. It's like the voice of an angel. With your beautiful wings that you got too, your Azamar are so beautiful and so fine. I think I'll stay down here after all.
Does she actually say that about the wings and the Azamar?
I guess, unless you're going to tell me right now. I've never played an Azamar in my life because they didn't have him back in the old edition. So if you're going to tell me the fallen Azamar doesn't have any wings, then you've got me. You burnt me.
The wings only show up when they actually cast them. But if she actually says anything about Yuri being an Azamar, there's something I need to do. Because there are other features that would show it off. But if this little old lady has just outed our paladin as an Azamar, Selenar's just going to turn back. There's nobody else down here on this first floor, right? Just the old lady and us three?
Yeah, that's it.
I reach out, touch her on her shoulder again, inflict wounds.
Dead.
The old lady?
Super dead.
Oh my God. You're going to kill Olavia? You are... Well, you know what? It's
We
good
already
I have,
won over this old lady, though.
22 points of necrotic damage.
it's good I have a character sheet for her. Poor Olavia. Okay, oh my God. So Olavia, right as she's turning around, oh, you're such a nice, that's a nice Azamar, and your voice is so. This hand, Selenar comes from behind, and he kind of like Spocks her, like Mr. Spock.
Of course.
Yep.
And grabs her on the shoulder, and she kind of like pinches up, and then you see in the beginning of her fingers, they start to like crack back, and she's in horrible pain. It hurts! Oh God, it hurts!
No, hand over the mouth, hand on the back of the head.
It's okay. It's okay.
And
you
you see her cracking. Her skin continues to like push up from her fingers, and it goes closer and closer, and finally it starts pulling away from her jaw. And you see her becoming almost like a skeleton in front of you. Oh,
That's okay. I'm sure your God will help you soon.
And she just kind of falls over, and she's still frozen like this, where her skin pulled tight over her face, clenching at her neck in a pose with her fingers completely broke as she was literally trying to pull the pain out of her very soul itself.
At which point, Selenar will open the front door, pull
What?
a ration out of their bag, and wave it at the dog that Hatchet's been spitting on.
Oh.
The dog looks up. The dog looks up.
I lead it in, and I throw it onto the old lady.
Why is it Scooby-Doo?
Dagger, and I cut a little bit into her flesh, pretty much giving the scent of fresh blood on the corpse as well, where I leave the ration. I then look at Jimmy, and I look at Yori. What are they doing upstairs?
The dog gets the meat, but it doesn't, and just runs out with the meat.
Okay.
And it's out the door.
I have a question.
As
also.
Selenar says.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Oh, I was wondering. So they're lowering the body through the window, right?
Well, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay.
Cutter is about to jump out of the window with the body over his shoulder.
And you know there's going to be
Thank
disadvantage
you for the subscription, Eric J. Wahlberg.
Thank you. Oh, I know Eric.
Me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's in the group.
And I'm not too sure we haven't got that.
Well, if we get more subscriptions, or even if we get 2 Patreon supporters, we only have 1 Patreon supporter right now. I'm a sad panda for that. But if we get 2 Patreon supporters tonight, or 4 more subs, I'll of course put the Dungeon Master outfit on, and I will dance, and I will sing a 80s karaoke theme of your choice, no matter how cheesy it is. You will see it, and my outfit comes complete with the wig from the 80s cartoon. So
it's a great outfit.
Yeah, it's a good outfit. I wore for Halloween, and actually people were taking my picture. So if you want to see me humiliate myself for your pleasure and small bits of money, feel free. And you will get to see me do that, and you can record it to enjoy watching a human being degrade themselves for cash at a later date.
Isn't that all entertainment is?
Yeah, that isn't it? There's nothing better. There's nothing better than watching a train wreck. It's called, when people are completely doing something embarrassing. It's like morbid fascination. You can't turn away like, oh my God, how did they do this to themselves? Oh my God. All right. So now this lady's now dead on the floor. So
I basically try to dispose of her body, and as Selenar says, what the hell is going on? My smile drops in meaning and says, your guess is as good as mine because those fools are taking way too long.
Thank you very much, Lord Gosumba, for the sub.
Oh, I know that. Hey, that's Jay. What's up, Jay? I didn't even know you were watching. I can't see the stream. What's going on, man?
Yeah, he said you sold me, Tony. So Jay just subscribed, and it sounds like he might be joining the Patreon as well.
Oh, he wants to see me humiliate myself.
Yeah, Jay, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon and let us know when you have.
Jay has an awesome stream as well, real quick. For everybody else in here, he actually does a lot of second edition stuff. That's how I discovered him, looking for first and second edition stuff. He actually kind of mixes first and second edition together. So, and he does a lot of Greyhawk. It seems like exclusively Greyhawk. So if you are into like old school D&D, I also suggest checking out his stream as well. He's a really good guy. Plus, he has an awesome basement. Totally make you try. You think I have a lot of stuff? No.
Yes, but is there free candy and a puppy down there?
No.
We did also interrupt Yuri as well.
Sorry, Yuri.
Midstream. So sorry. All right, Yuri?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm using my phone for this, Jazz. Basically, as Selenar says what he's going to say, he basically says, "What the hell is going on? How long is this going to take?" My smile immediately drops from my face because I have not stopped smiling since I said the story, and I'm basically saying, "Your guess is as good as mine. The fool is taking way too long, and we just need to get the fuck out of here." Excuse my language. We need to get the hell out of here because it's taking way too long for this.
How did she know what you were?
How did
Your
that
guess
happen?
is as good as I do
did
not know.
I even know what
because
you are?
Technically, no one really knows my wings because I'm only second level. So technically, no one knows my wings. But
Yeah,
I have
I
no
think you're a
idea.
human. I think.
I'm still technically human until I get wings at third level. However, the case, I do not know how she knew what the hell I was. That was as good as mine. I have a very demeanor for very many people that I show when I need to get the things I need to get done. And that may in turn may seem like I am a very shiny and very polite paladin, but it certainly does not show off the fact that I have wings and I'm an Azmar.
Right. I would like to know what is the history check for a denizen of the Underdark to know what an Azamar even is?
37.
It's probably somewhere around there, right?
It would be high.
Also, I would like to point out that we just had to do our first ban from a bot.
Oof.
Really? That's sad.
Yep. IW Kokita 2A89 put a huge spam block of text that Nightbot caught, so I just had to ban them.
Oh, I'm sorry, whoever that was.
Ding dong. Wow.
I hate Nightbot sometimes, but you need it, so.
It's
Alright.
kind of necessary, eh?
Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
use it. So, all right. So right now,
But really, 37?
if you want to roll it to see if you know what it is, go ahead and roll me a history check, and we'll see. What
All
we can do.
right. I am rolling so low.
Yeah, you haven't rolled
tonight.
anything good tonight, bro.
Personally,
Okay,
I feel
well-
like Jimmy would hear Azamar, think that she said asshole, and it's just the way they say it.
Probably.
And Selenar got offended.
I rolled fairly well. I rolled a 16,
Okay.
but I'm also from the Underdark, and I don't
Nah.
know how.
Nah, you
how
don't
far.
know. You
Yeah.
have no
Okay.
idea. You have no idea.
I
So
think it's
so
just
my
some weird insult.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, this is another one of those cultural differences that I don't know about.
So
Right.
now we have
I-
Jimmy. He's going to start walking around calling people Azamars when he wants to insult them.
You dumbass Amar.
Fuck you too! It's freaking Coming to America all over again.
Ass Mariner, yes.
Basically, to stop him from like basically insulting Azamars, because he will basically get a whole lot of people. It's like basically coming after him. I
Yep.
say I'll explain it later for you specifically.
Oh, is that wasn't he didn't call you an ass mariner?
No,
That's Mariner.
Okay. All right.
And
no,
where-
he did not.
And Mace is
All right.
Hatchet's still outside, getting still wasted. So, is Hatchet recovered? Is sober yet? I'm just curious.
I think slowly sobering up, like after leaning against a building and having the world spin, she's kind of realizing she might not be in her element. Spitting on the dog is helping, but it is dehydrating her. So I think she's becoming more sober as time goes on, but not like entirely so.
Is she licking,
Shit.
cleaning herself, getting the puke off?
Sure, why not? Yeah, that sounds like something she might do.
Hatchet, how good are you at disposing of a body?
How big is the mouse?
Middling, old age.
Okay, yeah, I could probably. I've eaten
But
old
we need
ladies
your help
before.
inside.
Eaten?
Yeah, I've eaten old lady. You know, they die in their house. They don't feed you. You gotta eat something.
All right.
So I guide Hatchet inside, and I point to the fresh corpse of the freshly jerkied old woman.
Oh, this is messed up, dude. You're gonna eat that old. Oh, that's gross.
A meal is a
The
meal.
way you described the death of that old lady, Tony, I loved it. It was so good.
Oh, thank you, Make me feel good. I'm gonna tear up. All right, so then we gotta get back to the action though here. So
For sure.
we've got a body being
There's
eaten
stuff going on
downstairs.
upstairs.
Yeah, we've got a body being eaten downstairs. Is anybody gonna let Cutter now know that the lady's dead? Because he's still up there, like, got a body over his shoulder.
I gotta
That's a
I gotta
whole nother
get
problem that we'll
I gotta
deal
collect all
with
my
when we get
coins
to it.
first. It'll be a few moments for me, but I will go upstairs after a few moments, probably after Cutter makes his maneuver.
All right. So Cutter, you've now got this body on your shoulder. What do you want to do with it at this point? You've got a balcony in front of you. The balcony leads down in front of the warehouse, but the warehouse is constantly patrolled by guards. Then you've got a window to the side, but that does lead off to an empty alleyway. It looks clear at this point.
That's the one I want to take the leap for.
Yeah, I figured you would. I could say, all right, so you're going to leap out the window.
Yeah. Now, question. So the first roll I made was just to put him over my shoulder?
Yes. You have to make sure you can carry this body without. Also, I kind of combined the stealth and that strength roll. So as long as you pass the strength, you were also staying stealthy. So you kind of like were quietly carrying this body, even though it had dropped because you weren't trying to make any more noise. So when you pass the strength, it's okay. All right. For you to jump out this window, it's a little bit of a small window, but we're just going to be forgiving. But I'm going to need you to pass. Let's see. Let's make this one. Because it's still, you're just trying to jump. Still give me athletics, but at disadvantage because the jump is going to be difficult because you're carrying a body. I mean, you're literally trying to jump an extra 100-some pounds on.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I make sure I'm not gaming the system. When I rage, that only lasts for a round unless I take a damage or attack. So the first round, I used it to over my shoulder, which means I have one more rage left. I'm going to use the second one now because I can't afford screw ups. So I'm going to jump again and this time make sure I get advantage.
All right.
So I didn't need it because I got a 20 and 18.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, so you approach this window and it's just wide enough there. You're able kind of to crouch down while still holding the body in front of you, almost kind of like bear hug it. And then you jump, and when you hit the pavement, it hurts. I mean, you literally feel like almost like a shiver of pain go up through your ankles, up into your calves, and into your thighs, and into your actual pelvis. And it actually hurts and jars you to the bone. But lucky for you, you're able to hold on to the body, and that's good because you notice right in front of you that you hadn't seen from above was a few bottles and such. So if the body had fallen, it might have making a very loud noise, which might have drawn the guards from the warehouse.
Very nice.
Yes. So luckily, though, you rolled a 20, and you're not doing Jimi Hendrix rules tonight of 3. So
Right.
poor Jimmy tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right,
you have,
Tony.
Yes.
I was just discussing with the chat what they want us to do.
What do they want me to do? Have everybody get caught and executed?
No, we're going to frame Uncle Jesse for the murder of the old woman.
Oh my God, dude! The
That way
chat
he
is
is
more evil
exiled
than
from the
y'all
town and
are.
can never come back.
Dude,
Yeah.
the chat is more cold heart. Dude, y'all are evil.
They
You're gonna
make me
free.
Well, the
a
internet is
couple
evil.
of them are
You know
my
that, right?
players, so it makes me so proud.
So you're gonna frame.
I would be even yeah.
Dude. Go ahead.
It would be even better if we can frame someone else as payback, but I think it would just be better to frame Uncle Jesse.
So how are you all gonna do this, though? I mean, what's
So
your
we're
plan?
gonna see Cutter outside. He jumped out the window, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, no. Cutter's on another side. You can't see him yet. He'd have to go around the front of the building. The only person that's outside now, or was outside, was the Tabaxi. So in actuality, Cutter is on the opposite side because the door. I don't know if we could get the other cam view right now.
Yeah.
Because that shows the opposite side. But Cutter would have to go around the building. Now, I will say that this horse guy is not here. So this is me just decoration of the environment. So the horse guy is that still kind of an empty alleyway as far as you can see right now, Cutter. But obviously you don't know what's around the corner. So let's let Cutter see if he can make it to the front door if that's where he wants to go. So you have two choices, Cutter. You can go to your left, which is towards the warehouse, okay, and the possibly patrolling guards, or you can go to your right, which is kind of towards like the town street, It's not really a street, it's a dirt road. You're in a very small town. But of course, it is late at night at this point. You waited for a while. It's probably about 10 o'clock right now. So it's late enough that, the streets are pretty clear. At least from the part of the street you can see. The part of the street you can see.
So I'm definitely worried about guards wandering outside of that warehouse since there's some inside. So I will go right, and I will stealth, and I will, use my perception and all those things to hopefully see somebody first if there's anybody there. And I'm going to be headed towards the forest.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead, do a stealth roll for me.
22.
All right, so you feel very stealthy. All right, so you're going towards the streetway then?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. You would pick this up. I'll do this roll for you. See if you notice. Well, as you're going around the corner, you actually kind of begin to hear this right here. And then, I swear, every time I try to go home and get me dinner, she says I should cook it. And you know what? That's fine. But just for once, it would be nice if I could go home and just kick up me feet. Oh, I know. What you gonna do, though? It's a hard life. Hard life being a god here in Dagger Falls. All right, I'm gonna go patrol me that area down there. I'll see you later. All right, see ya. All right, so you can hear footsteps kind of like approaching your way at this point. But you're stealthy around the corner. Let me put Cutter. I don't know if the chat can see him or the game can see him. If we can get another camera angle, maybe I could adjust her.
I just want to point out the time. It's about at the halfway mark.
Oh, is it 7:30? Okay, well, let's see what happens here if Cutter dies or not.
Yeah, if he does, then we get no break. So good luck, Cutter.
Let's see all right, so this guy is approaching you. You rolled a 22 on your stealth. So luckily, as he's approaching, he walks right by. He's looking down, kind of like fidgeting with his weapon, and your Cutter, even though he's holding this body, his muscles are just flexing because he's so tired because he just raged twice. So this guy's almost exhausted. I'm trying to debate whether I should be truly cruel. Let's ask the chat. Should I make Cutter do a strength roll to hold up the body in his nervousness as the guard is walking by because he's so exhausted because he just got done raging, to see if he can still hold this body? I mean, he's been holding it for a few minutes. Or should I be kind and be a nice little rainbows and unicorns and let Cutter go?
You got a yes.
You have a yes.
That's what.
Wait,
You had a yes
right.
to the first half of your question.
Probably
right.
that's what it was, yeah.
Okay, so they want Cutter to roll a strength check. All right, Cutter.
So,
go ahead.
what is his strength score?
He's good. Cutter's a barbarian.
14.
So he should be.
Like,
Let's see. Oh! All right. So
What was
Cutter,
that?
22. He is
Natural
jamming.
Sweet.
Thank Cutter's praising Jesus right now. Praise Jesus. All right. So he's straining, so tired. He's huffing, he's puffing. Sweat is dripping from his face. He's seeing it glisten in the moonlight as it's dripping past his eyes. A little bit of sweat actually gets in his eyes. He shakes it off and his muscles are tight. The guard just walks by and Cutter's back against the wall. And luckily he holds in his breath and the guard doesn't notice and just continues on his way forward. All right. So
Having that cobblestone colored blanket wrapped around the corpse really helped.
Yeah, no, that was good. That's good. I'm glad.
Right. So
Good as convenience.
Hatchet is still outside. So now Cutter is able to make it around the front of the building, and you can now see Hatchet. She is outside. The dog is chewing on some meat over here. I don't know if which camera we got it on now. Hopefully we got it on this one.
Yep, we got the right camera.
All right, so you're now next to Hatchet, and Hatchet, you see him come around this corner. You're just coming out of your your drunken stupor here, and as you're doing this and spitting on the dog as it's eating, you actually notice this wood elf come around the corner, sweating, dripping sweat profusely, dirty, and carrying a body that is snoring on his shoulder.
So dirty.
Well, I'm sorry. Wait,
It's a
the
carpet
backseat.
that's snoring.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hatchet is not outside. Hatchet is inside, cannibalizing the body. I apologize.
That's right.
My mistake. I forgot that we had someone who was inside eating human flesh. See, that's what you get when you watch this stream. When you watch this stream, not many other Dungeons and Dragons have a game where the party is eating human flesh and it's part of the game. That's what you get with the evil party and the good party.
Who
Usually
wants
it's
to
not
fight
part of the game,
dragons
yeah.
and ogres and trolls when we can just cannibalize old ladies.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the movie Alive. Everybody here is just eating butt flesh. So
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
that's a great movie. All right, so
I have not eaten one iota of one quantum of human flesh, by the way.
All right, so we're gonna take a break right
Yeah.
here since you've made it around the corner, and when we come back, we'll have Cutter walk in the door or whatever to the rest of the party. But let's take a break here,
Right.
stream. 5-minute break. Everybody go to the bathroom, get a drink,
Cool.
get some cookies. I'll be right back in about a minute, and I'll talk to y'all and to everybody else.
I got some cookies already. I've been eating them. I'll be back though.
All right. So as soon as everybody gets back, we will go ahead and start up again. Does anybody have any questions about what we do? Again, I want to thank everybody. Let me go ahead and go over a few things. We offer private games. If you and your friends are looking, anybody out there who wants to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons, obviously with COVID, things are hard right now, but you can contact us through our Facebook channel, or you can go to lookingforgm.com. We're on there, or startplayinggames.com. And you can actually hire us to do a virtual private game for you, and it could be as long as you want, as long as our batteries stay charged. So if you're interested in something like that, you want to play, and we would still use all this stuff. So pretty much what you're getting here is what you would get in one of your private games. Same type level of detail, the miniatures, all the terrain, all that good stuff. Also, if you are interested in playing this adventure, obviously you can't buy this module anywhere other than 2nd edition. But if you're looking to play this in the 5th edition, you can contact us for that. We now sell this module from 2nd edition converted to 5th edition. So if you want something different to play other than the same modules that you've been playing, which is the Dungeon of the Mad Mage and the Waterdeep Dragon Heist, that seems to be the big ones. You can just check us out. We sell it for $19.99. It's a very beefy module. I think it comes in at like 100 some pages. We might have just lost me right there, but hopefully you can still hear me. But yeah, we do that. And we also recently finished up another module. It's a little bit shorter, but it's a more action heavy module. It's called the Dark Tower of Daggerdale. That is for sale as well if you're interested in that too. Again, if you want to, please follow us on all social media. We thank everyone who has subbed tonight. We thank all the people that follow us here and also watch us. You can watch previous episodes on our YouTube channel, Nerdbauchery, up there. So if you want to just go ahead and just binge one day and watch a bunch of episodes, you can do that too. So we're just waiting for a few more people to get back, and then we will be on to the game.
Yeah, I think it's worth watching the evil party, but the good party does a lot of role play in a sort of different kind of style than we do.
Yep.
So that's an interesting thing as well.
Yeah, both groups are awesome. You've got everybody. I got really lucky on the groups. I mean, it could have went a totally different way where I got like a bunch of people who didn't get along, but luckily, man, the stars all aligned, and both groups are great in their own way, and they're very entertaining. I'm so happy.
Who says we get along?
Well, you know what I mean. In the real world, everybody gets along, and everybody respects each other, and that's what Dungeons and Dragons is all about. Is just the most important thing. This terrain is wonderful. Okay, I love all my terrain, but the most important thing isn't terrain. The most important thing is getting a group of people together that really has a good time, because all the terrain in the world is not going to make up for a bad group.
Oh, Tony,
what?
Are you really giving the friends we made along the way speech?
Oh, shut
up! I will
up,
quit
you.
this stream right now.
Shut up, you. Richard always gives me a hard time. He's always kicking me in the ass over something.
Hey,
Someone
you know what?
to?
It's true. You don't play like EVE Online for being a cargo guy, for being a miner. You play it because you're like making friends and stuff.
Yeah, it's that's what
it's like
D&D.
I don't know why I brought up EVE Online. I just love that game.
Geek culture is the last culture that really accepts people.
Sponsored by EVE Online.
Yeah, I wish, but no, geek culture is the last culture that really accepts people. It does. Nobody it's the last bastion, I think, of almost goodness. All right, so is everybody back here, and we can go ahead and get
Tony,
started?
before we start, I do want to show off something that I will be using next time we're playing in person. You always want to bitch about me cheating. Well, now I have these.
You muted, Rich. You're muted. Unless it's just me who's muted.
No, I'm not muted.
No.
Oh no, there he was. Oh, he was silent. Okay.
Yeah, if you look at my camera, you'll see what I have now. So if you want to bitch about me cheating, this is what I'm going to use.
It's shaved down. I can see the shave marks.
Isn't it just
more importantly, More importantly than the shave marks.
It's got a 21 on it.
All right.
Yo,
So
I just bought a whole bunch of D20s that were all like minerals,
Those are
like
so nice.
stone D20s, and they're gonna be nice when they come, but they're coming direct from China, land-based mail, so
Oof.
it's gonna be a little while.
You'll get them somewhere around 2021.
Yeah, somewhere around
Farrisell in the chat said, nah, it's the good people we killed along the way.
that's okay. Well, that's pretty much what this party is attempting to do right now. Is
And yeah, the
wholesale
21
murder.
replaced the 20 on the die, so it goes 1 through 19 and then jumps to 21.
I think
So it's just one better.
Isn't Lucius? He's going to be away for a little while, so we might as well just go ahead and get started. Unless he was.
Yeah,
coming back.
he said he'll return when he's done.
Okay, so let's go
Yeah,
ahead and
he's
get back
he's
into
doing
it.
something.
That's fine because Lucius is at the inn then doing his. I mean, at the tavern getting his spells, drinking and doing spells. So that's fine. That works out perfect. All right, so all y'all though are engaged in the murder of an old woman and an old man. How nice! How nice!
Well, the old man's not dead yet. We might leave
What a
him
way to
alive to
spend
let
a
him suffer
Friday
for the
night.
crimes he committed.
What a way to spend a Friday night, killing people. Okay, so Cutter has made it around to the door. Hatchet is inside eating things. We've got Selenar has killed things, and Jimmy is pretty much in there.
Yeah,
now
I've picked up my coins, and I'm going to go upstairs and see if there's anyone left upstairs. And then if not, then I'll come back down.
Okay, when you go upstairs, you just see the window with the. It's now open and a breeze is coming through, and the drapes are blowing. And there's actual drapes. Dwarven Forge actually has drapes on their windows, which is really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know, right? So you actually see wind and the wind blowing and the drapes coming in, and you can tell that the window's been opened recently, but you don't see anybody up there now.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at the window and see if I can see, like it's kind of conspicuous, right? That the window's open and there's the drapes being blown and stuff.
Well, yeah, well that was the window that Cutter went through, but
Yeah.
so you want to look out. You want to look out the
Yeah,
window?
yeah. I'm gonna look at the window and see if I can see Cutter.
Cutter is around the corner now, so when you look out the window, you just see the empty alleyway where he had jumped. You do see a few bottles that probably Cutter had just tipped over, but they didn't make any noise when he landed because he rolled good. So basically, you
Right.
just see the empty alleyway right now. There's really nothing.
All right, then I'll come back down. I won't waste any time up there, and I'll say I don't know where Cutter went.
Cutter
Maybe he escaped through the window, but I don't know where he went really.
Well, let's start with Cutter. Cutter, do you want to? What do you want to do? You're outside the tavern. You're right outside the door. You want to stay outside, or do you want to walk in? What do you want to do?
So I'm certainly not going to go back in, seeing as I burned 2 rages and have 3 heart-stopping dice rolls. My goal was always to go to the forest, and so I'm going to sneak to the forest as soon as possible.
Okay, so Cutter, so are you telling anyone, or are you just leaving now? What are you doing?
That was always the goal. Jimmy knew that, for example. I told everyone I was going to go to the forest and take care of this.
Okay, I'm gonna have you then sneak down. Since I don't have the forest built anymore, we're just gonna do some rolls. Where you're gonna do me a your stealth roll still applies because you were stealth, so and that didn't break. So we're not gonna make you have to roll stealth through the street. But since you're, give me, because you're trying to get through there as quickly as possible. So now you're walking quick. Just give me an athletics check to make it to the forest.
Okay.
One more roll, man. One more, baby. Come on.
11.
All right. Well, luckily you didn't need to roll crazy out. So you are able to just, you're tired, but still, you push yourself to your last little bit of endurance, and you weren't rolling at disadvantage because you were exhausted. No, I just thought you have a level of exhaustion. So
I should not. I mean, unless you're just giving it to me. You only get that if you're the other type of rage.
I thought because you
The
had...
frenzy gives you frenzy gives you exhaustion. That's like a
Okay,
level.
okay. So you don't get exhaustion after rage anymore? Okay, that's fine. All right.
Only
so
after
you're-
a frenzied rage.
Okay, so then you're fine. You make it down, and you have now made it to the woods. You huff a sigh of relief. I mean, your heart is almost coming through your chest, but you love it. Your barbarian blood is coursing. Your eyes, the world's, even though you're exhausted, you feel more alive than you felt in years. The world seems clearer. Your vision is sharper. You can smell the pine and almost the sap in the very trees itself. You feel alive. All right. So Cutter is now out in the woods. Let's move down. And Jimmy, what are you gonna do?
Well, I know that he told me where he was going, so I would reiterate that to the party and say he's going down to the woods. He told me where he was going, and we should probably leave. Mace, are you done your meal yet?
That's Hatchet. Her name is Hatchet.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Hatchet. Hatchet, have you finished? Have you finished your meow mix?
That was good. She might be muted. Are you muted, Mace?
She might. Yeah, she is.
Or Hatchet muted? Nah, got me caught.
All right, sorry. I would say that my meal is probably done and that I've had so much to indulge tonight that I'm probably going to barf on the way several times.
Right. So let's
But yeah,
pick up
I'm
pick up
eating
the bones.
Yeah, let's do that.
There's a lot
Let's
of
pick up
there's
the
a lot-
bones and then
God.
make our way towards where Cutter our rendezvous point.
Well, hold on a second now. There's a lot of bones and a lot of blood. So you just killed.
Well, we can't pick up the blood.
No, you can't, can you? All right. So you pick up the bones. We'll say
Yeah.
We'll say that you collect the fleshy bits of bone. There's a bunch of chunks of flesh on the ground still, meat particles. I mean, there's a backseat. Hatchet went through there and just totally. Well, that's what happens when you get drunk. You forget to eat, and you could tell she had that old, that 2:00 at night stomach. You know how you're super hungry at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh yeah. That's when you
that's
get
what
poutine.
it is, because you get drunk and you forget to eat at 2:00 in the morning. You're like, oh my god, I need a steak. So Hatchet, you have these little bits of meat. She's now coming way down because the alcohol that was in her kitty stomach has pretty much been absorbed into the old lady meat, and that's it. So you've picked up the bones, and so I now know what Hatchet said she did. So Lucius is gone because he's in. Yuri, what are you gonna do?
I am going to see, basically just going to see if is there still blood on the ground, if I'm assuming correctly, or no.
Oh, there's a lot of blood. That place is splattered with blood.
Does any of us have like thaumaturgy or anything?
Thaumaturgy does not clean up the blood. Prestidigitation would.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So Tabaxi's covered in blood. Now Hatchet is just completely almost head to toe. She went to town in there. You told her, and she was drunk, so she wasn't even she was sloppy.
I would argue that I am head to toe blood, and now I am like a ginger cat.
You're a ginger kitty?
Yeah, wonderful.
Ginger
Yeah.
kitty. All right. So we've got a ginger kitty now that's no longer drunk though, but is covered in old lady blood and kind of smells like, an old lady would smell, but a dead old lady. So there we go. And bloody. All right. So Yuri, you're just looking at the blood?
I was going to try to see if I can clean up the blood as quick as possible, but unfortunately, I don't have prestidigitation.
That's good.
Unfortunately.
Sorry, what class is Lucius again?
Lucius.
Lucius is the wizard.
Would that mean that he has prestidigitation?
I do not. I am not that kind of wizard.
Okay,
I thought
sorry.
Lucius
Sorry.
wasn't playing
I
right
didn't
now.
mean to interrupt Yuri. because I thought you were not here.
It's okay.
I just got back.
Okay, so Yuri, go ahead.
I'm kind of just gonna try to leave things in a way that makes it seem like someone came in here, and I'm gonna just break a pot on the ground and I'm gonna just leave because I'm basically.
Oh, you cut off. Oh,
Can you hear
still
me?
there?
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm still here. Basically, I'm going to break a pot and move a couple of things around to make it seem as if she was robbed, and
Oh, she was
essentially
robbed.
basic. There was like a little bit of struggle, and I
A little
basically just
bit.
want to make it look like that. And once and I'm just gonna leave.
Oh, this is awesome. So let me get this is awesome. So let me get this straight. She was robbed and eaten.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
let's paint the picture
Yeah.
for the group, the
Yeah.
chat. You come in here, and Yuri sees the room covered in blood, bits of chunk. The tabaxi
Yeah.
is gingered out, walking with the stomach poked out, bones in the backpack, and you come in and say, you know, this doesn't look like enough of a crime scene. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
let's go ahead and break a few pots. There
Yep.
we go.
Yeah.
Now nobody will think anything happened.
Yeah.
Now
So-
you
so-
can put the caution
is-
tape up around the
Okay.
the edges of the crime scene as well.
So you're
was
is
gonna
in there breaking pots and making it look like a robbery, murder, cannibalistic event. So
Is it possible to like put a rug over where the blood is too? Like, is there a rug nearby that we could just roll up on top of it?
well, that room is almost like blood is like everywhere almost at this point. There's blood.
That's
like-
why I'm like leaving it as like the way it is.
But you can put a rug on some of the blood. If you want to put a rug on some of it, that would be funny. The backseat comes here. I'll just put this here. There.
Put a rug
Just
on top of
there
A
it.
small
we
rug
go.
over the worst part.
There we go.
Just over the broken pot, so cover up that little bit of evidence that we meant to plant. But
I
pun
would
intended.
like make sure that all of my fingerprints are basically off from the pots. There's no trace of me.
Well, this
And
is the
once
Middle
I'm done with
Ages, so
that-
you might not have to worry about the fingerprints. Middle Ages, but But this is awesome. This murder has
Once-
turned out very funny.
Murder heist.
All right, so you've broken the pots, you've cleaned off your fingerprints to and the Hatchet has come in and put the rug after she goes, Hatchet came in and was like, oh, hold on, Yuri, I can finish the scene. There we go. And so now there's a rug over the broken pots. All right, so the last person that goes, since we know Yuri, unless there's anything else you're gonna do, and Hatchet, unless there's anything else you're gonna do in there.
I'm just gonna dust off my paws like that.
All right, so and Yuri, is there anything else you're gonna do since she just cleaned her paws?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, so Selenar, is there anything you want? Oh, sorry, Yuri, what? Thought you had said something.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Well, Selenar, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go behind the desk area and go to that back room where she was staying and see where she keeps her money.
Very pragmatic. I respect that. Practical man. All right. Since you did that, go ahead and roll me. Do you have a D100 on you?
I can in just a moment. Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a D100. That's how many gold pieces you're gonna find. Don't get your cheat dice. You'd be like, I rolled 100.
87.
Oh, I swear to God. Yes, you find 87. All right, as you go back there, you step over the blood, carefully. You kind of look down with like a face of disdain, like almost like this is trivial to you, like, again with the blood and the violence. Oh well, let me find the money. So you kind of step over what's left of, poor Lavia, and you find kind of underneath that chair she had been sitting on, like a little pouch, and inside the pouch itself is, you find 87 gold pieces. Now,
I
no
would
one else
also
is.
like to find any type of guest or logbook.
Roll me an investigation search for that.
Okay. Because our names would be in it because we're fucking staying here.
So are you just going to scratch it off?
Don't worry.
That's a 14.
All right. You do not find the log. You look around, you're searching, you open up a few drawers, but, you just, doesn't seem like you can locate it. It's possible maybe she didn't have it, but you can't be sure.
I go help Selenar and see if I can help him find it.
Okay, give me an investigation.
Okay.
Maybe a second set of eyes.
Come on, Yuri, roll high.
An 8. That
An
would be
8?
an 18.
All right.
And that's a straight roll because I'm not proficient in investigation. So it is just straight roll from the paladin.
All right.
Nice.
You're able to, you go into the same drawer that Selenar was in, and you're able to, you kind of like put your hand and you feel that underneath it looks like it was stuck to the top of the drawer. So when he pulled it out, he went and saw it. You feel a piece of paper and you pull it out, and it does look like a log book of a sort, but you don't, when you open it, you don't see your names in there.
I don't think we have anything to worry about, Selenar. Our names aren't on this.
I sort of look over the list myself.
Okay.
I hand off the
Do
list.
any of the names ring a bell?
You see, Uncle Jesse was the last entry up there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that in the drawer.
All right. So, Selenar, what do you want to do at this point? Because Yuri came back in. She was right there anyway, kind of standing.
We will head out.
Yeah.
Let's go meet Cutter.
Okay. All right. We're gonna just
And we leave.
move some stuff around here. Move y'all out. Cutter is in the woods, so we're gonna move everybody to the woods except this guy. Where can I put a good spot for this? Don't really have woods.
And when we all meet up, I give each of the individuals here 14 gold.
We'll just pretend that this is the wooded area in front of the tavern, so I don't have to move the camera to the woods right now.
What is this? Why are you giving me gold?
Well, the money that I found within the inn after we took care of our problem, I figured since we all took a part in it, we all deserved a fair cut.
Oh, darn. I had the wrong person laying down.
It's very magnanimous of you.
Now, if the stream wants me to put
I
everybody...
take the 14 gold.
If the stream wants me to put everybody in the woods for this scene, I can.
Did somebody come and get me?
Yeah. Lucius is still chilling, getting his spells.
The stream will, of course, want everything and anything.
Well, if they want, if the stream votes for me to put this in the forest area where you all RP this, I can do that. It'll only take like about 30 seconds. But in the meantime, what are y'all going to do with Lucius?
Well, I think Lucius went back to their bedroom, so I'm guessing somebody probably would have gotten him. He's like, hey, we need to get out of here now or something.
Does anybody go back for Lucius?
Well, the chat told me that I should frame Jesse for the murder and then leave Lucius in the room to be questioned.
That's so nice of y'all.
Sorry, I already went up into the room and checked it. Was Lucius in the room?
I was in the bedroom, I think,
His own bedroom.
Oh, his own bedroom, right? Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Were you just sleeping?
I was just trancing, studying my spell book, make sure I got my spell back from the sleep spell.
Right. I'm not sure if my character would have checked on you.
Okay, I'll take my gold away.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So what's going on here? Who went? Someone went back for Lucius from the woods.
No, they didn't.
Yes.
No. When
Yes,
I went upstairs.
Selenar would have gotten Lucius.
Okay. All right. When
So
I
I'm-
go ahead. Go.
All right.
Selenar, after gathering everything, they will head back upstairs. Lucius, it's time to go.
All right. So Lucius is then. I'll put
So
him out in
soon.
the woods with you. All right. We're gonna pretend this is the woods because the stream has not said they care if I put y'all out in the woods to RP this. So we're just gonna leave you kind of and pretend that you're in the woods for now. All right. So you are now, all of you, in the woods. You've got Uncle Jesse in a rug. He's snoring.
I thought
What do
you
y'all
said you
wanna
wanted
do?
to take care of this tonight. Why are we all out here?
Potter wants
Beer.
to have his fun.
More ale.
Yes, with the old man, sure. Why did that have to involve anybody else?
Well, it turns out that Jimmy is not that convincing with his coin, and Yori is not that convincing with her words.
Catch and grab.
I hold up a copper to illustrate that I'm not very convincing with my coin.
Oh,
So we had to take care of another problem. The good news is, Hatchet's not going to have to eat for the rest of the evening.
are we ever going to be able to
Maybe
come
not
back?
with
As
this
Selenar looks
year.
over at Hatchet, what is Hatchet doing at this point?
She would say probably not for the rest of the year and be like really full and like sick.
Just like hand in front of mouth.
Yeah.
Got a belly
Getting
like
ready
an
to-
anaconda.
Just
Gonna explode at any moment. You can actually see the old woman's cane and like her perfect form sticking out from my stomach.
Why is there an old woman? I thought we were going after the uncle. What did the old woman do to you?
She had almost
Yeah,
discovered
she
us.
Wasn't...
She was crafty.
All right, Lucius, you're aware that the sleep spell is going to be wearing off soon, just to let you know.
Uh, So are you going to kill that old man, or are you going to keep him asleep? Because it's not going to last much longer. It only lasts a few minutes, you know. Or an hour? An hour.
More ale.
1
All right, so he's starting to come around a little bit. What's going on? Where am I?
We're far enough away that nobody can hear him, right?
Yeah, you're out in the woods
It
now.
only lasts a minute, so that wasn't very long. I guess you've been awake for a while.
He just came awake.
Yep, that's right.
well, the spell ended. The old man was still passed out drunk.
Yeah, he's kind of just like coming. Yeah, there you go. That's a good answer. I like that. You use that one.
Lucius is gonna run up and just start kicking the rug.
He starts kind of.
Okay,
You see his
I'll
hands
stop
kind of
him.
come out the top of the rug. He's starting to pull the rug down. Somebody. What?
Can I take
that,
the
Cutter?
like, food I
Wait,
had
wait.
from earlier with like the poison or whatever and shove it in his mouth?
The
So
point-
I'm going to stop anyone from assaulting him by just sticking my arms out and making it clear. I say, "This one is mine. I appreciate all your help."
I still have my short bow out and it's drawn and there's an
Ooh.
arrow in it.
So all three of y'all are gonna have to decide who
I'm
gets
not
to kill.
firing.
All right, so we've got someone who wants to shove poison in his mouth, someone who says no, 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 as the tabaxi's going to put the poison. And no, this one's mine. And then the other, the Durgar has got the short bow. It's like, no, it's mine. So y'all gonna have to
I
work
didn't
out
say
this.
it's mine. I just have my short bow drawn. I feel like this is like a default reaction for me.
Same.
Uh,
I'm just gonna say like, well, act quick then. He's coming too.
All right.
So I'm going to
I pause and I say, There's a better way to do this, and there's a better way to make him pay for his actions.
You're those people,
Oh.
the rude ones. I know who you are. Leave me alone, please. Let me go.
I put my hand on his mouth
No,
stop-
I'm not letting anybody
stop
get
him.
close to him.
and I say, "Calm, stop, and you're going to listen to us." If I take my hand away, I'll be not.
I'm not gonna let
I have
anybody kill him.
I have a little more mercy than the rest of my party, so I would appreciate you to cooperate. Yes. Or I can just hand
What's
you off-
Cutter doing right now though? Because Cutter said he wasn't letting anybody get near him.
Right, so I'm basically straddling him as he's writhing around in that half unraveled blanket
Okay.
with the arms out, and I say, "I appreciate all your help." I say, "But this is mine."
Fair enough.
I step back and I help the guy stand up because we're out in the middle of the woods, right?
All right. Well, she had his hand over his mouth and he was screaming. So let's see. She's trying to convince him to be quiet. All right. So you told him you're going to be merciful.
I'm gonna be merciful for a few minutes, and I'm
Okay.
basically saying, if you cooperate,
Roll.
this will be painless.
Roll. Oh, you say it's gonna. Oh, so you've let him know he's gonna die. Okay. Well, that changes things. You don't need to roll then. He just starts to
Poison
scream.
die.
No! No! Please! I'm old. I ain't got much time left. Can't you just let me go, please?
That-
He starts
So-
kind of
Another
like claw.
21.
He starts kind of clawing into the ground. He's out of the rug now, and he's kind of like clawing on all fours, trying to get away, crawling into the woods. What do y'all want to do? He's
Sorry,
slowly-
he's getting away?
not getting
Okay,
away.
so-
He's just crawling and he's starting to crawl on all fours. He's still within the circle.
Okay,
of y'all.
if he's getting away, I have readied my action to fire at him, but he has not gotten away yet.
No, he's kind of just like ingratiating himself on all fours, trying to crawl away, but you're in a circle around him. So he's like, please. He starts going up on your legs,
Right.
sobbing. You see the spittle coming out of his mouth because he's like, and snot coming out of his nose. I mean, this guy is he's fear of death. Please, God, please, don't.
I kick him to the ground.
Already?
Oh, I'm not letting anybody get close to him.
All right, wait, okay. So, how do you work this out? Yuri wants to kick, but you don't want anybody else to get close. So we're gonna do an opposed.
I basically have.
Because Yuri's like, the hell with that. I want to hit some stuff. So we'll do an opposing roll to see who gets their
It's not
way.
even-
What?
It's basically that I'm trying to get him to use him for something else because I don't want to kill everyone. I want to use him for something and basically kind of turn him to one of our minions and basically turn him to a slave. But he has to cooperate with us first before Cutter decides to kill him.
So you want to see if this guy, just to be clear, that you're trying to murder, that you've kidnapped from his home, you're gonna see if he's gonna wants to work with you. I don't know, man, but we can roll for it. But you're gonna have to. I don't.
I think you're
don't-
gonna have to convince Cutter with that.
Yeah, I don't see how that's gonna. It might.
Unfortunately.
See how Cutter says on that.
I said,
She tries to
stay
be quiet, then Cutter, you know.
in. This one is mine. I appreciate the help. Stay back.
All right, he's going up.
Fair enough.
He's like on his fours because he had heard Yuri is the only one that kind of wants to keep him alive. Well, it's, for at least another minute or so. Please,
So,
you said mercy.
so I kneel down.
You promised mercy. You did.
I kneel down in front. I kneel down in front of him. On one knee, somebody at his level, because he's like on his knees. You said, right?
Yeah, he's on all fours. He's like ingratiate himself.
So
Please, please, God, no.
I said, Uncle Jesse, do you know my name?
Kata.
Yes. Given name is Anand Moonrunner.
Is a what?
My given name is Anand Moonrunner.
Anon.
You need to know this.
Anon. Moonrunner.
Yes.
He starts looking
in
around.
my clan.
Please, mercy for all of you. He's desperately eyes going from side to side. He looks at everybody once. Please.
Don't look at me, you smithering old
Say-
man.
I say shh. Say, Uncle Jesse. In my clan, the only insults that are allowed are from those within the clan. If you wish to insult somebody from my clan and you are not of their ilk or friends, and I would not consider us friends, it requires its mutual combat. So, I know you're a fat, useless human, so I'm going to make things a little bit fair.
Why you gotta fat shame him, bro?
For real.
You're the one that says that. And so he starts taking off his weapons and he starts dropping them in front of him. And I say,
You must be
you
kidding.
know you can't outrun. You know you can't outrun me, correct, Uncle Jesse? There's a weapon, and so there's a dagger, and there's a battle axe, and there's a maul, and I have them laid out in front of him. And I step back. I say, choose your weapon. I say, and if you can kill me, my friends will let you go.
All right.
If you try and run, I will chase you down and strangle you where you lie.
I put away my short bow.
I can't.
Selenar will actually step up next to Cutter. I'll just look at him.
All right.
Don't worry.
All right.
This
Let me
won't be
ask everybody what they're
overconfident.
doing then. So Jimmy put away his bow. He's just
I
standing
put
there.
away my bow and I nodded, like, yeah, I'll let you go if you manage to kill Cutter for some reason.
All right. So, Cutter, we know what you're doing. Selenar, what did you say you're doing?
I looked at Cutter and I say, don't worry, this isn't going to be over too quick.
All right. Yuri,
Smile.
what are you doing right now?
Yuri?
Push to talk, Yuri.
Can you hear us, Yuri?
I think she's muted.
Can you hear me?
She might
Yep,
There
now
we
I
go.
can.
There we go.
Okay, sorry. My push to talk doesn't work today. Yay.
Boo.
I'm gonna let Cutter have his fun, and I smile with an evil smirk off to the side, and I'm basically just, after the side, I'm just gonna kind of play with my weapon as if it's like a light piece of, like a stick, and all I'm gonna do is just seem as if I'm threatening, but I'm really just trying to really just seem funny, and I'm just kind of doing that off to the side.
You're just enjoying the show. All right. Hatchet, what are you doing right now?
I'm also going to stand off to the side, but I'm going to start cleaning the blood off of me now that I've gotten the puke off of me. I think that would be the next step.
First puke, then blood. That is the natural order.
Fun times, man.
It's a
Hey,
3/4 meal. Wait for the third part.
Mace, aren't you so happy you came and played in this Dungeons and Dragons game?
Oh, hell yeah. I love being evil. This is the best.
Puke and blood. No better way to spend your Friday nights.
Hmm.
So
Sounds like a
Delicious.
typical Friday night to me.
next is
Same to me.
Lucius. What are you doing, buddy?
Lucius looks really annoyed and is crossing his arms just like this, like, oh, please just get it over with. Kind of like
Alright.
a look on his face.
All right, so it's just
What? Because we interrupted your trance?
And I put you to sleep so we could get him out and whatever. Just do your thing, Cutter, please.
all right, so it's just me and Cutter now. All right,
And Selenar's on the side, ready to cast healing on the old man whenever he gets injured.
all right, that's cold. So you're gonna? Oh, dude, I didn't expect
Told
that.
Cutter it's not going to be over too quick.
That's merciless. All right. Well, this old man is basically, level 0. 1 hit point. with like, 0 AC. So go ahead and sit. He looks at you and goes, I can't fight you, please. I can't do this. I'm too old. Look at you. Look how strong you are. I didn't mean to insult you. Can't you accept my apology? What's wrong with you? You're gonna kill me for an insult? What, are you crazy?
Answer him, Cutter.
Apologize?
Can you accept his apology?
So are you willing to apologize?
I will apologize. I said sorry. Please, I'm sorry, please.
And you are too afraid to raise a weapon against me?
Of course, yes. Too afraid. I won't say anything. I won't tell anybody what happened. I won't. I swear. I swear.
So I pat him on the head and I say, apology accepted.
He grabs
and I'm
you.
going to strangle him with both hands.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Oh, let me say something funny first though, before you strangle him. As you
Okay.
you do that and you pat him on the head, he grabs you like in that movie. It was like the End of the World movie with Seth Joyner and all that, where they find the guy. I forget. My joke is wasted. I forgot it. So, go on. You strangle him. My joke was wasted. I forgot it.
And
So-
I will say
All right,
this:
buddy.
as he's strangling him, every time I see the old man starting to fade, spare the dying to stabilize him for like the next 5 minutes or so.
All right. So,
oh my god.
So as you
That is a long death.
So the first strangle, the first strangulation, like Cutter, puts his hands on him, and he starts, and you can literally see the old man's windpipe begin to collapse, and his eyes, the blood vessels in his eyes pop, and you see the first trickle of blood comes out the side of the eye, but then as Cutter, even though he doesn't need to, he pushes even more, and now you see the blood come out the center of the eye. And now he dies. He's going down the first time. You see it.
Up.
Selenar smiles wryly. Not
This
yet.
isn't over yet.
I haven't been entertained. That's not my fill. And he
Are you not entertained?
and he casts, and the old man, to his horror, because the old man was going to the peace of death, he can almost looks at Selenar, but his eyes bulge, and the blood seeps back from his eyes, and they roll back forward, and he's like, and it's all over again. He starts scraping, he starts digging into the flesh on the arms of Cutter, trying to make Cutter stop. You see the flesh from Cutter going underneath the fingernails of the old man, but it's not enough. Cutter just smiles in the pleasure of knowing that the old man is now even more desperate, that one death was not he'll receive, but no, Cutter gives multiple deaths. He pushes
Over and
he pushes the old man so he can look inside his eyes and see the light going out in his eyes, and he whispers to the old man, "This is what I live for. This is what gives me pleasure." And he keeps pushing, and the old man goes one more time. Selenar has one more heal left, and he's able
Bring him back up.
brings him back up. This time,
And I look him in the eye this time, and all I say to him is, "I'll be sure to thank your nephew for telling us where we would stay."
his eyes open
Perfect.
wide. He begins to let go of his bowels and his his bladder as he pees and shits all over himself. It runs down his leg. The smell is almost a joy to Cutter because he can feel the man's pain, his desperation, his terror, all that was his life, everything that he was, everything that he would ever be. Cutter has put an end to it. And now the last thing he sees is his face as he goes into the abyss. And the old man, he drops from Cutter's hands onto the dirt. There's a little, Cutter's arms are scraped up from where the old man had done everything, but it doesn't bother him. So now it is up to, we'll start over again, and y'all can just RP here and RP that, and I'll wait.
I am a little bit traumatized by what I have seen. But I am, such is the way of life. And I don't say much of anything, but reflect on my own life, basically.
You want to go home and
Yuri.
rethink your life.
So I say, I look over at Selenar and say, my arms were getting a little bit tired at the end. It was fun.
You're out of practice, friend.
I think I've probably barfed up the old woman by now.
What was that too much for your feline stomach?
A little bit. I mean, the first two she could handle, but it kept going.
Yeah, it was this is the evil party.
Oh, I know.
And I would like to point
Yuri's
out, Tony,
like laughing in the
that
background.
in the very first session, you were criticizing me for saying that I was doing good things.
Ah, that's true. Not anymore. Not anymore. All right. So
After seeing what like Cutter did, Yuri's like laughing in the background. She enjoys this kind of torture, so she's just laughing in the background, and she says, "Definitely loved the show, Cutter. Definitely enjoyed that."
Hey, my only regret is he wouldn't fight me. I said, but coward that he is, I'm not surprised.
The fighters are the fun ones. When they fight you just for that last breath. That is the fun one.
So I'll take out my axe and I'll start cutting into pieces so I can dispose of the body.
oh, jeez, you're getting an axe and you're gonna cut it up.
Throw the pieces out into the woods for the wolves.
Okay. I could do something funny.
Take his,
here.
take his clothing off first so that his clothing is not on tatters all over the place.
Yeah, so we can dispose of those like all at once. Like for our next fire, we'll just burn the clothes.
Sounds good.
Yes.
And looking over at the pile of stomach bile that Hatchet threw up, I look over and I see the cane. Go over, pull the cane out. Like, this will work for kindling.
Oh my god! Like
That's gross.
I can
man.
imagine dry heaving, and then a cane comes out.
That's pretty gross, dude.
Just
Oh my
pick-
god.
Selenar picks it up, looks at it, slings it a few times. This will work well for the kindling as well.
I want to ask, is there any metal bits on the cane?
Nah, it's just an old wooden cane.
Just a fully wooden. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Then that'll burn straight away.
All right. So let's see. Lucius, what are you doing right now?
He's looking at this and wondering, how do you get himself involved in all this? Really.
We're not too far from the woods where we first found you, by the way, Lucius.
He's wondering how he got himself involved in all this, but he's just kind of observing it and just making note not to piss off Cutter.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, usually. Considering you just watched them strangle somebody
I'm just
3 times.
really relieved that he's on their side and not against and not on the other side.
What?
Yeah, I think we're a pretty powerful party, and I'm kind of glad that we are all on our side.
Yeah, you're real powerful. You killed an old lady and an old man.
Exactly.
In the same night.
In the same night, and also we will totally get away with it.
Nothing harder than those level 0 characters.
There's no question about our innocence.
We are golden gods.
In the authorities' minds.
Sure.
Perfect crime.
We're going to live forever.
Perfect crime.
There's
Perfect
no
crime.
blood anywhere.
You've gotten
There's
away
no-
with it.
We have immediately after we have killed the guy, we say to ourselves, we've gotten away with it.
it's not like I'm a DM that prepares or anything and would be ready with consequences in later sessions to come
I
haunt
feel
you
like
for your
since
actions.
we have 25 minutes left, probably half our party is gonna die.
No. Like I said, no, it's not like there's no consequences in this world. No.
There's no consequences.
No.
It's
is there
fine.
is there a stream or anything like that nearby?
I was just about to ask.
Not a stream, but there's we'll say there's like a small like a little area of water, small indentation enough, but not
like a
stream.
little pond or something.
Little pond.
I look
little
at Hatchet. Hatchet. I don't know how you feel about water, but we can't have you walking back into town looking the way you do.
No,
Can we
no.
even go back to
No,
town?
no. I know what you're going to say. I can perfectly clean myself.
I start pushing towards the water body.
No. I am.
It's
perfect, like,
time.
if
It
you
is
would-
time.
All right, Tony. Tony,
Wait, there's gotta
at
be
this
some
point,
rules.
I feel that we need a group grapple check versus Hatchet.
There's got to be some rules. There's got to be some rules. Okay.
I think that can easily be solved with Lucius doing prestidigitation, but this is just more fun.
All right.
So I guess it's going to be me and Jimmy trying to grapple Hatchet at this point.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So y'all are
No,
gonna try.
I'm not super strong, so
Yuri's helping you.
hold on, you're not super strong either.
Yuri's helping you.
I have a decent
Yuri's
strength.
helping you.
Okay, so I'm gonna aid you then.
All right. So.
All right, I'm going to climb up a tree.
Yeah. All right. Quickly give me. Oh, that's right. You don't need acrobatics because you automatically can climb trees, right, or something
That
like
is
that.
true. As a tabaxi,
All right.
you can do that.
So as you're trying to do, give me what we'll do just so you have a chance to hold on to her. A chance. Okay. Give me a strength check from who was the first person to say they want to put her in the water.
That would be me.
That would be Rich, but I was also aiding him.
Well,
So that would be
we're
with
just gonna
advantage.
Well, we're just going to do a regular one because then it's
Okay,
fair.
all right.
Because it's fair. It's fair to hatch it.
We don't want to take her
Yeah.
agency away.
So what we'll do is for you to have a chance to hold on to her. Give me just a base strength roll. Gonna have to be a good one here.
21. I think that's pretty good.
Oh come on, man! I swear he cheats, Hatchet.
Ding
He cheats.
dong.
He never rolls low. He cheats.
No.
All right.
Can I stealth my way out of it?
Yeah. Well, let's try that. So she's
Okay.
gonna try to go ahead and let's
What
see.
is that stealth?
To break a grapple, it's acrobatics or
Oh.
athletics.
That's what I was just
The
about to
grapple
say.
one's
Acrobat. Let's do an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Now,
Well, it was a natural 20 plus 5.
so she has broken free
Ding dong.
of
Yeah,
that.
So,
Right at,
so
and
pretty
she's-
much, Celenar grabs Hatchet by the fur. Hatchet spins out. The blood on the fur makes the fur too slick.
Yep, and you have just like now a wad, kind of like a little bit of pink fur, and Hatchet's up the tree, and boy, she's not like hating y'all because well, she's evil, so I mean, hate's a relative term, but there's some hissing. There's a little bit of hissing.
So Hatchet, are you on a branch?
Oh, what's up?
Are you on a branch?
I'm going to be like clinging to the trunk of it, but I'm going to be pointing at you and being like, how about you wash your hands? You wash your hands. Ugly, stupid, filthy, stupid, ugly. No, you wash your hands.
You watch your hand. All right.
No, you.
All right. So now we've got to tabaxi up the tree, a murdered body that's being chopped up by somebody. This is the type of scene y'all have created for your game. But I'm saying a tabaxi up a tree. I mean, think about the fun times. How all right, you immediately after murdering somebody, everybody has shits and giggles. Hey, let's throw everybody in the water. And there's somebody else. As someone else is chopping up the body, this scene is almost surreal. It's like, hey, we're all playing around in the pool as we just killed somebody and chopping them to
It's
bits.
almost like it could only happen in some sort of fantasy game with unhinged players.
Yeah, with totally awesome DM.
True.
So that's a little far fetched.
Yeah, probably. But your sense of fantasy. So you've got now tabaxi up the tree. There's apparently she's not going in the water. It is
She is
now
not going in the water. No.
It is now probably it's a little late at night now. We're gonna say it's around 11 o'clock. What do y'all want to do? We'll start with Jimmy Headtricks. What do you want to do?
Well, I was just aiding Rich, so I was like probably like pushing on his posterior to try and get him up the tree to get him like high enough to catch Hatchet. But I'm just going to sort of fall back and take the whole scene in and I'll say something like this is ridiculous. You know what this is? I'm looking around and I'm gesturing, generally, and saying this is ridiculous. You all are ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. And that's it.
All right. So, Cutter, what do you want to do right now, buddy?
I think I'm pretty busy. I'm chopping
up.
and
Okay.
and I'll have to find good places. I'll try and use my survival to find places to put where I think animals will get them. But aside from that,
Say they'd be nature instead because you're thinking of animals. Yeah,
So,
give me survival.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
give me.
want to use their body parts.
Yeah, survival's good. Give me make it easy.
rolling. Let's see, it's my wisdom. And then,
This murder took much longer than I thought it was going to take tonight.
It took the whole session basically.
I know. The
Session title.
murder session. I thought y'all would end up having some battles. It's like nope, just murder tonight.
No, I mean it was kind of a battle, but it was also kind of a slaughter.
You're lucky that Cutter rolled good. You are so lucky. So lucky.
Nope.
What was he gonna do? Was he gonna blow up and kill us all?
Oh, he had rolled bad. Things would have been rough. So
Find body
18.
parts.
So he rolled an 18. All right. So you're able to find, due to your survival, your time you spent out in the wilds with, your barbarian clan, that burying flesh can prevent, at least to the best of your knowledge, from it being found by most wild animals and things like that. It kind of hides the scent.
Perfect. So then, in that case, I will put them in places that are not exposed. So maybe like in bushes and things, people could smell them and things, but also not be seen by passerbys.
Okay. So you kind of you're around putting body parts and stuff as your other friends are trying to throw the cat in the water. All right. Lucius, what are you doing?
Lucius, he's just observing and wondering. Actually, I think he'd be wondering if there's any useful body parts that an old person would have, but did think better of it.
Gallbladder.
You want to get some
There is a black market for organs, but he thinks better of it.
Liver.
He preferred to keep his hands clean from this one.
roll me a sleight of hand check to see if you're able to cut some stuff out of there that for your
I
alchemy.
think he's gonna keep his hands clean of this one because he doesn't want any misty people
Oh,
to
I
come
see.
back to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we won't worry
I
about it
was
then.
just worse to him there. He doesn't want to like any he like thinks about it, but then like thinks better of it. Nah, yeah, I think I better keep my hands clean of this one because there's gonna be a missing person report probably.
So you don't want to run the old lady's voice box through the like bat creature's voice box
That's sick.
and create like a voice filter?
that's
No,
that's
I think that would be really creepy, but yeah, I think. Yeah.
That'd be great.
truly.
But no.
All right. So Yuri, what do you want to do right now? Don't
I
forget.
want to see if I can. I want to see if I can try to get. I'm sorry, Macy. What was the name of her character?
Hatchet.
Hatchet off of the tree.
What are you gonna do?
I think Hatchet's gonna come. I don't think Hatchet's coming down from the tree. As I basically just try to coax Hatchet on the tree and say, "Just come down here and clean yourself off of the blood."
I'm gonna start hucking acorns at anybody that tries to talk to me or coax me down.
So this is an oak
For it,
that
I
you've
can
climbed.
go for it. I can catch those if I want to, technically.
Try to get sleight of hand to catch him.
I can
Alright.
catch them and just throw them back.
So, well, if you want to try it, do a sleight of hand for me if you want to try throwing the acorns back. But if
I don't know
not,
if this will work.
she pegs you with the acorns in the head. This is turned into an
I'll be
insane
right back
session.
in 1 minute.
All right. Here I was thinking that someone was going to die tonight from battling.
Well, 2 people did.
Good point, Rich.
That's a 17.
All right. So you're able to catch them, and you don't catch all of them. A few of them hit you in the head, as she's whipping them at you. But you're able to catch a few, and you kind of throw them back over at Hatchet, and it kind of like hits her a little bit in her fur. But she's staying on the tree. She's not falling from the tree. That doesn't make her fall down. All right, so it is now, and you already said what you're doing, Hatchet. You're just got your machine gun of acorns for anybody that comes near you. And Selenar, what do you want to do, buddy?
I just look up at Hatchet. Just make sure that you're cleaned off before we go back into the town.
Hucking
And they'll
acorn.
turn and start walking.
Chucks an acorn.
Okay. They chuck an acorn at me?
Uh-oh.
I didn't want to have to do this. I'm going to need Hatchet to make a wisdom saving throw versus the command release.
The evil party is turning on each other because he got hit in the head with the acorn. All right, Hatchet, you gotta do a wisdom saving throw here.
The save is 14.
I'm gonna laugh if she saves.
It says rolling the dice still.
That's
It's a
strange.
long roll.
It shouldn't take that long. Usually I roll 20.
I know. My internet's really bad.
That's okay.
I promise it says rolling the dice. I can roll 2 and see if that speeds it up, and we'll just take the first one, or whichever one's.
Whichever one shows up first.
Sure it is.
Okay, well, they're both bad. The 8 showed up first.
All right, so she
And
failed.
I have, yeah.
The command was release.
Well, I guess I let go.
How far up the tree did you go?
I'm up. I'm probably 30 feet off the ground.
Oh no.
Can I try to catch them?
Yeah, you can do it, bonus action. Poor Mace is never gonna come back. Y'all killed her at the backs.
That's why I'm trying to. I don't want to kill them because they're fucking useful. We need a garbage disposal.
Dude, I'm gonna go to order some Dwarven Forge. I'm just never gonna get it. She'd be like, "F you, motherfucker." You shit. You killed
So
lots
what
of
would that be? A
vaccines.
deck save?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, you're trying to catch her.
Yeah.
Do an acrobatics for me.
How did you fall? Oh my gosh. look
I
at you.
also could do a deck save on myself if that helps. I don't know if that's like an assistance to him or if he's assisting me, but
Well,
I
I
I
can also
roll.
help Seladar because I'm also within his range.
I have
or
a
their
plus
range, sorry.
0, so I rolled an 18 on the die.
Oh, well, you're able to catch.
Oh!
Because Selenar's super high dice has once again caught. So Selenar is able to catch right as he gets the acorn hits him right in I'm sorry. I'm getting that. Usually I don't make mistakes anymore. They are getting hit with an acorn, and you see like their eye kind of like swells up, and for a second, Hatchet's up there. But then Selenar casts, you see, they get all pissed and casts command, and you see instantly Hatchet her face just widens up as she lets go of the tree and kind of falls down. But then Selenar runs in, and they're able to catch right as she falls out of the tree. He's able to catch her right as she falls down.
And with the remainder of my movement, I run into the pond, dropping them in it.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if
Put
that's
that
fair to
stinky
Hatchet.
cat in the.
I don't
in
know
the
if that's
water.
fair to Hatchet. You've had a lot of moves.
Claws,
I
claws.
have not moved this turn, and dropping an item is a free action.
Ooh, I don't know, man. We'll let the
Is
stream.
cat
So
food
doesn't that
item
mean you
still-
have your move action and also your dash action?
Well, no, I use my action to cast command. I use my
Right,
bonus
okay.
action to technically my reaction to catch Hatchet. I have not used my bonus action, nor have I used my movement.
Oh man. Is Hatchet gonna take a bath? What does the stream think? Do you think Selnar should also be able to all in one move deftly? And what role should we give? Because obviously Hatchet has to be able to resist
actually,
this.
no, hold on.
Somehow.
Because the command, they follow the command on their next turn. That's all they do. So until Hatchet's next turn comes up, all they did was release.
Okay. So what do y'all think here? Only if he
It
gets
seemed
a
like-
lot of claws to the face. Okay, so that gives Hatchet at least
Well,
an RP
no,
chance
to be fair,
rip into that
Tony,
ass.
Tony, to be fair, that's actually Lucius that's typing that. That's not chat,
Counts. It's in chat, ain't it?
but it's from Lucius.
It's in chat, ain't it?
This is revenge for the healing charge.
So it looks like somebody's getting some claws to the face, but you'll be able to throw. Oh, look at Mace. The cat stays stinky. Chat. All right. Well, technically, Mace,
To be fair, Nascat, I'm running into the
you are
pond with
under-
her.
you are under release. So, but you still have a chance to claw up his face here. So we're going to give her a move with a sleight of hand. And come on, let's see if she can get at least a little claws in,
All right.
before she gets in that pond.
I have given cats baths before, and there is always a loss of HP.
That is
So
not
it's-
true. I have 2 cats in this home that love taking baths.
Oh, but
Right.
are they both Sphinx cats?
What
No,
did you
neither
roll,
of them
Ma-
are.
Really?
One is a long-haired American and one is a short hair. And one is
Well-
a fucking goblin that doesn't even like to be picked up but loves being in
Well,
the bath.
this is why you're in the evil party, because you are a complete liar.
But looks
I
like
have my girlfriend come out here right now and confirm it. I also have photographic proof.
photographic. All right, so she rolled a 5 though. So it looks like
5. So I have
okay.
10 total, which is not good.
yeah. So it looks like the claws this time. She wasn't able to get the claws out in time. While she was going to get the kitty wash.
Oh, she's gonna be so pissed at me for so long.
Yeah, I wouldn't turn your back on Hatchet anytime soon. Mace, you're muted. You're muted. We can't hear you for a second there.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh,
I'm
I'm watching
sorry,
the stream,
Mace.
and
I'm
I'm
taking my
caught.
head in grief. After I do get dunked in the water, though, I want to take one of my claws out and then make like a dagger move across my throat at him.
You're
That's
dead.
entirely fair.
All right. So we've had wholesale murder, bodies chopped up. This is the group tonight. This is cannibalism, murder, double murder, murder of the old. Again, we talked eating, chopping up body parts, burying body parts, and then trying to wash a cat creature. The back.
To be fair-
yes, it sounds great. That is a perfect D&D.
To be fair, I did save Hatchet from taking up to 16 points of damage.
Only because you cast a spell on her.
To make her fall out of the tree, yeah.
That's true.
I'm just as good as a firefighter, thank you very much. I got the cat out of the tree. I am fucking Lou Ferrigno, and you can go fuck yourself.
Look, don't have me have to make a strength check for you to see if you actually really caught her and if you broke your arms. So,
With the 15 strength, it wouldn't have been a problem.
all right, so
Oh
got,
my God.
we've got. Let's see. So now we've got
Sorry,
the Tabaxi. Hatchet just did the.
Yeah, you will be.
I love you, Mace. I'm so sorry.
You're going to be very sorry.
I'm sure.
Well,
I'm
So
guys,
you have to
Yours
join us
has to
next
look at the
time so you can
background.
get revenge.
Oh, I
all
know
right.
it.
All right, so y'all are still out in the forest. It's 11 o'clock. You've got a wet, stinky cat now. But she's not red anymore. So that's good. Selenar has got the death mark on him. The black spot is now on his hand from the backseat. So you're pretty much, your days are numbered. Let's go ahead real quick because we have just a few more minutes. We'll just find out where we're going to end off. We'll just ask her one more round. Jimmy, what do you want to do at this point to end your last move?
I'm not going to cause any problems or anything right now. I'm just I have witnessed all of this, and I am kind of in amazement as to our party's mental stability, because I think we are fairly stable as a party. And
what was in the food that we ate at the tavern?
For real, but yeah, everything has worked out fine as far as I'm concerned.
All right.
And I'm watching the stars and thinking, wow, this has been a good night.
Tonight's gonna be a good night, cause tonight's gonna be a good night. So I feel that. I'm sorry. All right, so
Tony, the only thing Selenar's going to do.
We haven't gotten enough subs for that.
Yeah, see, that deserves a sub. Cutter, what do you want to do?
So I walk up to Selenar and I say, "What was this all about? Why is she bloody and why are they fighting?" I don't know about what happened right at the end.
Oh,
Selenar will give Cutter the Cliff's Notes version of what happened.
The Tabaxi was thrown in the water.
He says, quite unfortunate. She was a nice lady. I say,
yes, but she marked our friend Yuri here as something that she should not have known.
Oh, you already told me the story, man.
What, an ass mariner?
Yes.
An ass moon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Jimmy, an ass moon.
Yes.
Be careful. It's called an Asimar. Be careful.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about.
I say,
ass marked. Perfect.
And be like, you blanket me now. You fire there now.
At who?
Selenar, now that he's like, because he's the cause of my, like, I'm gonna be freezing in this forest.
Oh, that's true. She's wet.
You'll be fine.
Oh, are you a long-haired tabaxi?
Sure.
Perfect.
She's an Angora tabaxi.
Yes.
I will help my drinking partner.
But now that she's wet, she will be cold, so she wants a fire. Somebody better start a fire.
I'm gonna help.
Yeah, I'm fairly good at starting fires, I think. So
And I'll gather up the blanket that we were using.
Now I feel
We
like
have
I
the
really
clothing
should have put
and the
this scene
cane
in the
as
forest.
tinder to start the fire. So
for sure, like we should burn those immediately.
Yeah.
Now I really feel like I should move your characters to the woods.
We have
beginning
no
of next
woods right
session,
now,
maybe.
so-
I'll start in the woods next session, like when we do it next evil team. All right, so y'all start a fire. Cutter. Now it's Lucius. What are you doing? Or you were? I just last week.
Lucius is just going to try to get his trance back on, so he can actually get that spell slot back.
All right, so you're just resting, kind
the
of.
problem is it takes 4 hours.
Yep, and no, it's the middle of the night, so he's just thinking like, okay, maybe now I can finally get some freaking rest, so I can.
So what if it's the middle of the night? Look, we should be moving during the daylight, during the nighttime, and resting during the daytime.
Oh,
This
geez,
is
all
my
I know-
constant
all I
reminder.
know is there's beautiful chaos happening all around me, and this is the perfect time to focus on my spells. Until
Fine.
somebody interrupts me again.
I keep poking you.
All right.
Selenar's just going to spend the entirety of the time that Lucius is trying to trance, heavy breathing in his ear.
Oh,
Just-
that's creepy, dude.
So
That's kinda
poking and
creepy.
breathing, yeah.
So evil.
That's like super creeper. Next, you're gonna be showing up with the white van, saying if you ask him if he wants candy.
Yeah, I've
She
got
told
some
him
I was
candy,
actually
by the
thinking
way.
more of the mouth breather from Hey Arnold.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
Alabaster Mask.
goodness.
Oh.
Football
so-
head.
So what is Yuri? What are you doing, Yuri? What now?
Yuri is silently watching all of this happen as she's just cackling and she's very much just very like laughing at all of this happening around her and like and as she basically next session basically she's going to just basically explain to Jimmy about she's going to do a little bit of explanation of about Asmars to Jimmy next session,
Okay.
and that will be what she does like next session. Try to explain that because she does not want to be known as Asmarked. Like I got someone in the chat saying the holy tramp stamp, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that off camera and like just absorb the information as a character, because I actually like as a player know what an Azamar is.
I love the idea that Jimmy's still going to mess up Azamar every time, though.
Yeah, like ass marks or as
Ass marks.
Man.
Ass marks.
or whatever.
Hey, ass
Oh
marks.
my god.
Hey, ass marks.
I'll just start yelling across the town square. Hey,
Everyone in my
ass
house is like
marked.
cackling for this because they're all watching this.
All right. So
So,
now, Hatchet, you're
my entire
sit-
family is like cackling to the stream.
Yeah, of course they are.
Oh,
They're listening,
sorry.
right?
Oops. Oopsie. Well, you know.
Public channel. Provide your key connected and entered channel.
What
is
is
that?
going on?
I do not know what that is.
What was that robot noise?
Scary
Somebody's
stuff.
using the text to speech in the chat.
Ah, okay, that's what it is.
Oh, I
Jack-
see.
It's actually my next game about to start, which I will mute now so you guys don't hear that.
Oh.
Right, yeah. Okay, because you've got a game like just right on the heels of this one.
So, lastly,
Because I'm addicted.
Hatchet, what do you want to do?
I am going to get as close to the fire as I can without singeing my hair. And I'm going to curl up in as many like of the cloths available. Like maybe if the old woman's clothes are still around, I'll put them back on, thus defeating the point of me becoming clean. But I'm just going to get as close to the fire, as warm as possible.
All right, we actually just moved y'all's characters into the woods. We're just moving the camera right now, and before you all go, since Hatchet's going to be hanging out by the fire and everybody's also there, that was her. She was the last person. Because Selenar, you already said what you're going to be doing. You just said that, so everybody's had their turn. We're going to end it right here, but before you all go, that I'm going to do a flyover of the dungeon because I did this for the good team. Normally, I don't. I haven't put the monsters in the dungeon, so it's really not showing you anything, but normally I don't even do that. I just, Rich knows because he's gone with me to a convention. I put black paper over the dungeon, so it's like the fog of war. But since
Right.
we're doing a live stream, I figure everybody probably wants to see the dungeon, the people viewing.
Do we though? Like, do we want to see the dungeon?
I
I
told
feel like
the
that
good-
should be a democratic decision.
I told the good team to close their eyes. So if you choose not to close your eyes, that's, but close your,
Okay.
because just in a second we're going to do a flyover of this dungeon to show
Well,
the stream what we got here. If we can do it.
I'm not looking.
That looks
Hold
like
on.
the good team.
Nor
Let's
am
not
I.
look.
Are we ready?
I'm not looking.
I'm just waiting
It's
for
like
him to
playing
flip
catch-up
over.
7 Up.
All right, here we go.
Lucius'
Oh,
eyes are wide open, smiling.
Because right now,
Yeah,
it's still-
Lucius is just staring at the screen.
right now it's still aimed on y'all. Now this won't be the whole
Lucius,
dungeon.
Lucius is currently screen recording so he can memorize the dungeon.
Ah, that's evil.
That's a good team, I think.
Well, all he would have to do really
Yeah, I
is
just-
actually read the module, right?
I gotta go, you guys.
All right.
Okay,
Much
yeah,
love.
yeah, for
Amazing.
sure. Cutter, you
All
go
right, Eric.
join your next
Eric.
game.
You did
guys
great
are the
tonight, man.
Thank you,
Yeah,
and thanks
talk
to
to
all
you
the
soon.
watchers.
All right. So for
Except
the
for the one
people,
guy that made me make that strength roll.
for the
Oh,
viewers. Oh yeah, Cutter, that was y'all got very lucky tonight. For the viewers, this is the dungeon. Some of it you can't see the whole thing because we can't zoom all the way out. But this is all made from Dwarven Forge. A lot of their accessories. There's also LED lights that when we play this dungeon, I'll have the LED lights turned all on. So yeah, be
I would
ready
love
for
to see that.
this.
Yeah.
Be ready for this when they get to it. It's going to be really exciting. And this map exactly matches the map that is created in the module. So if you ever take a look again, or if you purchase our module, you'll see the map in there, and you'll see again that this is, again, exact recreation of what's inside there for them to go to. All right, guys, we are going to see you later. So please go ahead and follow us on
All right.
social media. Thank you for all the
Here-
subscribers
Sweet.
tonight.
I'll post in here right now the socials, and just so you guys know, if you enjoy the type of shenanigans that you're seeing here, and you want to see me put a group of players through hell this Sunday on Nerdbauchery here on Twitch,
And I'll be playing
running
in
a
the
group
game.
of TikTok creators as well as our illustrious DM here, Tony, through the entirety of the Curse of Strahd module for 5th edition that is completely enhanced and added to in ways that are not in the books, and that ways that 90% of other DMs have never run it before.
And what's
So
really
we will
cool,
be starting with session 1 on Sunday.
and what's really cool, guys, viewers, if you tune in for that, not only you get to see me play, I'm eventually going to get an outfit kind of to wear, but I'm playing an old character. I'm RP heavy when I actually play a character. So I have rolled me an old man that is 70 years old and made him a...
Oh, dang. 70
So-
years old.
Yeah, so...
And we're
like,
actually using the old 3.5 venerable and old variant.
Yeah, so
he
you'll
took
get
a
to see
negative
me-
6 to all of his physical
Negative
stats
3.
to get a
Negative
plus
3.
2.
Wow.
Negative 3.
To,
But what's really cool, yeah, you'll get to see me play an old man. And he's right, we use the special rules to adjust it. So if you like that kind of stuff and you want to see me with my old man voice be a vampire hunter, you'll get to see that. Just go ahead and tune in.
And for those of you that are on TikTok and follow D&D creators, we do have a special guest joining us for the first session.
Oh yeah,
Quincy
yeah, that's right.
LK of Quincy's Tavern
That's right, yeah.
will be the tavern owner who is introducing them to the adventure.
You
They will
got
be
like
starting in Quincy's Tavern with Quincy himself there. If you're not familiar, check them out on TikTok. It's tiktok.com/QuincyLK, QUINCYLK.
He's got like
And
a
Sorry,
million
it's
I
followers.
wish I could be
Very
there, but I got
fantastic.
my own game to run and everything, so I'm
so-
gonna be taking it off.
But he
Well,
got-
that being said, Raven, I'll hopefully see you watching the stream after it's been recorded, and we can definitely chat.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's all. Just tune in Sunday. You'll get to see all that. But again, thank you to all the subscribers, the people who subscribed tonight. Thank you for tuning in, the viewers. Thank you for our Patreon supporters. And yeah, please keep watching us, and you'll be seeing more content coming soon. I'm also going to be starting my own Baldur's Gate game. Well, I'll be playing with a group of
Yes.
people, but I'll also be playing like solo. So you'll get to see me sometimes just when I feel like turning it on and just playing Baldur's Gate. So you'll get to see an experienced dungeon master play a Baldur's Gate game. So that'll be pretty cool. Baldur's Gate 3. Other than that, again, if you're on if you're an Amazon subscriber, please don't forget to renew your subscription. It's free anyway, so that helps us out a real lot. Trust me, we're trying to save up enough money to not only buy more Dwarven Forge, but to also get another table so we could constantly not have to do what we did here by taking pieces off to put a dungeon down. Then I'll have a table that's for environments and then a table for dungeons so we can transition seamlessly for all
Thank
of
you,
y'all.
Griffin Mace. Mace just subscribed with Prime. You're awesome.
Yes, thank you
Yeah,
so
thank-
much.
thank you,
Thanks,
thank you.
Mace.
I think
Thank
you
you,
have to
Mace.
dance now. You have to dance.
No, I had
That-
to get 5 subs.
Hold
to
on,
dance.
that is 3 subs.
That's not 3 subs tonight. Did we get 3 subs?
Yes, it
That,
is.
That's
that was
3
3
subs
subs.
tonight.
That was
Uh,
3
okay,
subs.
okay.
Eric,
All right.
That being said, I say at the beginning of our next evil
Yeah,
session,
I'll do it the next
Probably.
evil
Tony
session.
will
I
be
will
in
dance.
costume and ready to dance.
And y'all
Yep.
have
So-
2 weeks then. The chat has 2 weeks to then to think about the 80s cheesy 80s song they want me to kind of like sing karaoke.
Oh yeah, for
You know?
sure.
And make sure you guys tune in early. Click that little bell, click that little heart, so you know when we go live, so you don't miss Tony making an absolute ass of himself for your pleasure.
Dressed in an 80s
Yeah,
Dungeon
for sure.
Master cartoon outfit. The actual outfit from the 80s cartoon.
Join the Discord because that's where you can vote on the song.
Oh, yeah. The Discord, you can go ahead. And,
Give me a moment and I'll post the Discord link right here in chat.
we'll set it up.
Where the
But
fuck
we're
is the
gonna end the
Discord?
stream, but the chat can keep going.
Give me one moment.
But other than that, guys,
Copy.
follow
Paste.
us on all social media. Follow us on YouTube if you want to go ahead and watch the previous episodes to see how the evil team and the good team got to the points they're at now. The next week, the good team is actually a little bit ahead of this team because, well, they didn't have a whole episode dedicated to murder and chopping up bodies. So, they
Why
got
would
a
you
little
even
bit
watch
further.
that?
Well, the good team is great too. I love both. Both y'all are entertaining. That's what I love about
I feel
this.
like
I'm having such
you
a
would
fun
watch
as a
that
DM.
if you wanted to go through the module as it was planned.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true. If you want to
If
see
you
the
want to see the module
module,
ran the way it's supposed to be run, watch the good team.
Yeah, watch the good team. If you want to see the module the way it's designed, technically, but if you want to see the module attempt to get broken, this is.
Yeah, if you want to
this
just
is the
see
team.
old ladies get destroyed.
Because now they've
then,
killed an actual.
That's us.
Yeah.
You've killed an actual NPC now, like a real
Yep.
NPC.
Yep, that's true.
So like they're gone forever.
But where's the
Let's see
fun
how
in
many
going
more we
through
can
it
add to the list.
normally?
Yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and sign off, guys. Please tune in to us. We're tentative for next Friday, but as long as you're following us on Discord and all forms of social media, you'll get the message from when we're actually going to do the game because we know Thanksgiving is coming, so we're going to have to switch up the date a little. So it might be a little bit earlier in the week that we end up running a game. All right, and don't forget...
As a Canadian, that is totally alien because our Thanksgiving has been already... And it's a long time ago.
Ours is the Thursday. Yep. So, and we also, last thing before we sign out, if you're looking for a private game, don't forget you can hire us directly by contacting us on the social media or by going to lookingforgm.com or startplayinggames.com. All right, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.